just yet. Oh, but it's a kill box from Koi. They walk away with all the kills, and the march towards B is on.
Delicate moment. Kips now leading the charge. Cheeky spot from Encourage. You check the day one corners. You absolutely do. Everybody's here. Everybody dying to Kips, except for Nedra, who probably bounced a nade off of one of the 5 people standing in front of him. And now, once again, a minimap that is unpredictable. Half the lobby spawned in Dojo. The other half spawned out towards B. Kips, he's in between them all.
Kips in between them all. 7 spree, still rocking. Wants to reload the NPC, though, son. He does have to worry about quite a lot right now, and he is in a tough position. 2 minutes to rock. And Koi are very much alive here. You've still got positional advantage right now. Another kill, worrying about the man in your goal. Webby now trying to soften up those defenders as much as possible. EMP possession to Koi.
Finally, Kips gets brought down. Should just get the NPC out on an absolute tear with that weapon. Let one of your teammates go for the device. Instead, square up battle, minute and a half to play. Kips, well, instead, going to be going for the Hellstorm. 2 kills and a beat in favor of Koi. Make it 3 Encourage. Last one that's out towards the middle of the map, so everybody else off spawn inside, going to take it through mid.
There's all danger close there. But now is the CleanX. He is the danger. Through lobby, stun connection, no gun on the kill. Koi lose the play here. It's going to be C9 with advantage. Can they pick up EMP? Maybe make a play happen. Abe, he's the man on the back line now, trying to make something happen. The final Hellstorm there, exhausted from C9. The information war might be on. It's a very ambitious play from Kips. Trying to get something going here, and under the Hellstorm, Koi have been stopped.
Just full setting, trying to make that happen. Now for C9 to score, you might as well call a game if you can convert. More importantly, you just need the kills. The device is out, hasn't made it on the cross. Encourage working with high to keep this one slow, but you're losing bodies.
Oh, bodies are starting to hit the floor. Nedra's up next. Kips. Stays alive for a second longer, waiting for the boys now. 35 seconds for Koi to equalize. Inside CleanX get their kills. Waving from Dojo, put down on the map by CleanX. And here we go, the pickup. An opportunity now for the run. Hyde wins a big 2. That is unbelievable. Hyde gets another. What a save. Abe now fighting his way forward. 20 seconds. The bus has been parked.
Oh, winning the gunfights. No lanes open. Desperation effort for Koi. 2 players working the top side. 1 guy out towards Dojo. Can't park the bus for too long. Hyde might get run down. Or maybe they just have enough time for Koi. It's 1 man that can get this done, and he doesn't win the gunfight. C9 have done it. They have beaten Koi in overload in absolute dagger.
And that was a moment. Hyde, take a bow, son. What an unbelievable hold. 3 gargantuan kills on defense into the EMP hold and possession. It won the game for them there. Demonic possession at times was true demon work from those boys. C9 coming to play on Den. Back-to-back maps gives them the lead in the series.
And Nedra blew himself up twice with grenades. Didn't matter. Cloud9, multiple missed opportunities early on where they're just going for spawn kills, never had the device control. That is one of the sloppier overload games we have seen in this stage, maybe since like stage 1. C9 come out on top, and Toronto Koi just disconnected, not looking good. Kips going on 8 sprees, not able to convert that into anything, at least overperforming. That is, I'm starting to feel bad for the Koi boys. I think it's really all it is.
Yeah, gutted like a fish. Like a fish. Gutted. It's a Koi joke. It's a fish. You know what I'm talking about, chat. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Highlights here in a big way. A lot of love for... I mean, Abe got some nice pieces, but Nedra, Hyde, Courage, Webby, the C9 roster certainly coming together when they need it the most. Kips, yeah, individual prowess, very, very impressive. CleanX, undeniable when you need him the most. But good lord, did you need him too often there, Toronto Koi, to pull out something magical? C9 New York, a well-rounded effort indeed. Fantastic rally there in the second half that really came to life. 1 or 2 opportunities that could have gone their way. Koi, we could be in sudden death right now, but alas, C9. Continually impressed, Chance. They're fighting as hard as they possibly can in the most uphill of battles we have ever seen in professional Call of Duty.
Credit for the pop-off moments for C9 to get the scores and rally caps. Nedra goes huge for the first one before the first half ends.
This is it.
Pops the 3-piece to make it happen. causes awkwardness on the back line for Hyde, yet defensively going huge, popping the three. Nedra killing himself again. Don't know why he keeps doing that. And even for the rally captures, I think Webby went on the 5 spree. Nedra makes the impact again. Encourage set up some time for the spawn kills. So every single player on Cloud9 getting involved, taking their time to shine and bask in that light. For Koi, this is just devastating.
Abe's face says it all. That is a degree of shock, a little bit of horror as they look across the scoreline. 5, 6, 2, 3. These are tough scorelines, folks. The first hardpoint wasn't exactly a blowout. And we go to gridlock where, folks, this could be it. We're staying on gridlock until the end of the series, one way or another. Man, you're thinking about those pick'ems. You're thinking about the desk at the start there. You're thinking about 5 points for picking C9. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Charles, how do we think the gridlock's going to go? Any sort of nuggets of wisdom from your family bucket you can share with us?
I'm scared, to be perfectly honest, for Koi in this situation. The hardpoint for C9 has not been good. It's been 94 days since they've won a series. Hardpoint has been their weakest game mode by far. They've been losing their hardpoints by an average of 40, 45 points. So struggling to even keep the respawns close. Now they're up 2-1, and I might be a believer that anybody can beat Koi at this point. Hasn't looked particularly great. They looked a little bit checked out. The vibe in the first hardpoint, the energy simply not there for Koi. Unexpected, perilous moment now, because if C9 get this win, that might dagger their year.
It's a scary, scary prospect. This is how Gridlock has gone so far in the season. Koi with a single map more in official match play. The margins of victory and the rotation. Nice, C9. Look at that. The hold's not so bad there for Koi either. So as far as we're concerned, statistically, quite an even matchup. We will test the resolve of our players right now. And again, the stun, the surprise that Koi experienced, the loss there in that overload. We'll see how heavily that looms over them going into gridlock. Starting to get dicey, starting to get very tense indeed. And for C9, I mean, boys, you've got nothing in the world to lose right now. They are certainly playing for possible future positions in the league and absolutely to just destroy that Koi run to champs.
And the fact that gridlock is the hardpoint map they've had the most success on, they've got to be ecstatic to see it here for the map number 4. Playing good Call of Duty. Every single player for C9 getting involved and leveling up their game. Taking out Koi, I mean, even if the roster is in a painful spot like this, still no joke. Inside and Kleenex, 2 of the most successful players we have had in the CDL era. They have been towards the top of the league for 6, 7 years now. Didn't do that intentionally, but I'm just doing the math for 2019, and it just works out in that capacity. So a great opportunity and a great look so far for C9. If they close this out in 4, wild work, extremely impressive, and ultimately, as you pointed out, Miles, playing with nothing to lose and have that sort of comfort S&D for the map 5 if they need it. Another opportunity. I mean, they beat Gentlemanmates, and that roster absolutely blew it up a month later. You beat Koi, and similar type of vibe kill will take place. C9, the Wild Card Reapers.
The Wild Card Reapers doesn't have a ring to it. It does not exactly roll off the
It's
tongue.
not my best work. It's not my best.
It's not up to you. But what that team does do, though, is they rustle you jimmies. They get under your skin, and they keep you in serious contest. Hydration break for Kips. LOL. You know what I'm talking about? He's staying well hydrated. As the boys will get themselves ready to dive into the next one. Abe, contemplating existence right now. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Insight, been in many times before. A couple of deep breaths. Amy Craven. And of course, final man to round out the roster, Kleenex. Tobias Juel Jonsson, the Great Dane. We haven't seen that greatness on the podium for a minute. Here we go, Koi. This is a must-win for you boys. A very, very important map of this entire series coming up next.
Time to lock it in. Toronto Koi playing against Hyde, who graduated from high school just a few weeks ago.
Congrats.
Very fresh player. Webby honestly might still be in high school. It's Ojadi's younger brother. Who knows with it? Yeah.
That's unreal. That's unreal. What a talented COD family. You know, like the family get-togethers, like, yeah, should we play COD? Yeah, 2v2s. Absolutely belt to ass, rest of the family. Standing so far here in Major Fourth qualifiers, both of our squads, a clean sheet in the wrong direction. They joined Vancouver Surge. We'll see those played later on today. Looking for that big change. Looking at the losers bracket at Major 4. You don't want to travel all the way to lovely Paris, lads, and do a one and done. Let's turn that frown upside down. Let's try to get ourselves up into the left-hand side of that table. A couple of games still to play next weekend as well. Before we get ourselves to Paris, I've got to check myself in soon. I've got to get my meal and all that stuff right now. I'm well excited to get myself to Paris, mate. Make sure all your visas and passports are set, boys and girls. If you are joining us, especially those traveling internationally, for the folks traveling for the UK, it's gonna be real nice. Maybe get the train. You can be home for dinner. Crazy how that works. Chance gridlock. We've already talked about it a little bit going into this one. Both teams low reps, but vibe check. Where are you going for this one?
If you paid attention to the standings, you noticed that C9 were above Toronto. You didn't? It was on the graphic. C9 was above Toronto Koi. The reason is because they have a better map record. Both teams might be 0-2, but currently Toronto Koi, including this series, are 2-8 in map count. So struggling to find success even in these small moments. So not feeling particularly good for them going into the gridlock. C9, again, it is one of their better hard point maps. Truly scary hours. I'm scared of a lot of things. I don't have my flight to Paris yet. I got to send some more emails.
It's terrifying.
I know. We're very far behind right now.
Yeah, my bad. You put the fear into me there. I was fine. I was feeling real confident about that. But now I'm no. You know, maybe we should just go to a break. Maybe we should just go to a break and I can compose myself. It's on the other side for our fourth map of the series.
Dominate the competition on main stage with the CDL Major Hunter Tracer Pack. Collect your chip by scanning the QR code or heading to the in-game store now. Go pick up the 2026 Call of Duty League Championship Tracer Pack. You can support all 12 Call of Duty League teams.
Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Ken Sparrow.
Watch it. Sparrow, they shoot. Go. Come around to me.
Last guy, he's low. Stay low.
I'm 245. Oh, sorry.
We get it?
Yeah.
Boom. Let's go. I want to say that I was not trying to curse us. I did not. I thought it was 250 kills. So when we were up 70 kills, I was like, "There's no way we can lose."
Yeah.
Now it makes.
Added it to the.
They gotta get you reacting to you reacting to you reacting to the montage.
Yeah, they are doing
every
that.
stage they just add another.
Wait, they're adding me reacting to me reacting to me reacting to me reacting to this.
Every stage they add a you reacting. That's gonna.
I'm reacting to me reacting to a clip of me reacting.
Correct.
To the clip of me. Unbelievable. I'm reacting to a clip of me talking about reacting to a clip of me reacting harder. You know what I mean? That's insane. That is fucking insane, Chad.
Yeah, weak, close.
Nice. Don't want that calf.
Yeah, calf killed me. Top out.
Calf weak.
Falcon.
I'll jump down. He's still in the yellow car. Weak.
I can kill him. Up point, bro.
One's out now.
Mid cut.
Too slow, buddy. You haven't got time to go dumpster. You haven't got time for that.
I got world starred. Oh my god.
Yeah, he was shooting guff. I've just seen that in the death cam. The guy's jumped off plan. I'm like, surely he's getting his kill.
Yo. It was bad. It was bad. Pure guff coming out. I had the wrong attachments on. Yep, he's absolute.
Guff is
Holy shit, speak. Yo, tell me how.
Let's find out who's built for the big save.
The Heretics ready to dive in. Thanks to Four and Snoopy. Come on, wants the ball. But Hydra with the switch impossible. He's making top room. So damn happy. It strikes down a bruiser. Dominance on the grandest stage.
Trying to compete with the feel in the street. I'm out trying to make this go. This game ain't sweet. Better move your feet if you're not what you came in for. I'm around the elite. Y'all roll up, twist that shit. Sounds so young. Like a top athlete, my skills concrete. Moving up, yeah, on check. To a high rise suite. On the ground, have a seat back. Feeling me, mango. Being obsolete, you don't grind, you don't eat. Y'all already know the my turn. My life upbeat. Never on repeat. Put it on repeat.
Welcome back, folks, to map number 4. We have resolved our technical issue, and our teams are now in their stocks ready to party. Gridlock hardpoint map number 4 here, our first day of the game. We're dragging this one out a little bit. I'm kind of surprised. Everyone was like, oh, it's going to be a 3-0. Koi are going to absolutely smack. Well, you're wrong. They're down in that right now. We might be going into a game 5. We'll see how that one goes. But C9 New York. There's something about New York. They got the magic right now, baby. That little round 11 ditty, and then you got that stuff. You know, I'm talking about shots.
No, the round 11 what? I have absolutely no clue. They've been squeaking out some wins. Might be right about some of that New York magic, though. Something in the air, something in the water. Makes the pizza taste delicious, and really apparently helps you out in the respawns as well, because the overload, not too shabby. Dead hard point. In hindsight, a closely fought map, or maybe we didn't give Cloud9 enough credit, enough of their due. Team that's made some improvements. Webby looks like he has been good for the squad. And now for a Gridlock hardpoint, the one that they have had the most success on, with the advantage in the series. For an individual map set that we have had, this is the most confident C9 could possibly have been, which means I believe the opposite for Koi. I mean, they are staring down the barrel of one of the toughest losses of the season. A loss to C9 has absolutely resulted in rosters being blown up. I don't know if Koi are going to be making changes this late in the season.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, at least you say that at this point, but 2-8 map record thus far, not up to snuff.
Yeah, not right. Not just yet. Here we go, boys. We might be looking at those fist bumps any second now. We should be good to go. But until then, yeah. Slight technical issue getting into this one. And the water from New York, it comes from upstate, apparently. It's not anywhere near, the place where the pizza's made. It's far, far, far north, about 125 miles that water's making the journey. Maven talks about New York drinking water quite frequently. He's a big fan of that one. For me personally, New York drinking water, great. Scotland, also fantastic. If you do get to travel, folks, don't be a tourist, be a traveler. And drink the tap water if it's safe. Don't do that here in LA. You might end up a mutant, and not the cool X-Men kind. You know, you don't get powers you know, you might just pee blood. Anyway, into the game we should be going soon. As let me tell you, C9 looking hot, looking fierce. Have they been iced just a tiny bit? Maybe, baby. We will see, though. The Gridlock hardpoints have been unforgiving thus far. For many of our teams, we've seen some spectacular comebacks to the map, and it's early life here in the Black Ops 7 season. Here we go. This should be it. Come on, Kleenex, turn that front upside down. We need to see some of that good here on Gridlock. Don't forget, the championship pack available in store now. If you came across Chance and Jeremy Stud and I in Ranked today, shout out Zultz, he was there for the games too. You saw us rocking this skin pack, and did we look good as we won our games. I'm up 120 SR today. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What rank are you, Miles?
None of your bloody none of your business, Chance. None of your, I've got 2 children. I got 2 kids. Get off me. All right, let's go.
I'm just jealous. I'm jealous that you're getting that much SR. I had to throw it in.
Here we go.
What I'm giving you.
Here we go. We left the Den Castle and we've descended onto the mean streets of Tokyo. And looks like Godzilla might have taken a step through the middle of this one, because let me tell you, boys and girls, it's a mess. And so is that C9 roster. They're nearly all dead.
Great shots at him, Garage. Absolutely no motion, so not a problem for Toronto Koi. Happily soaking up this P1 time. 15 seconds entirely uncontested. We're clearing out showers before we move towards the time. C9 have won every single gunfight that isn't actually near the hard point. And Hyde strikes, trying to set up Encourage there for the pinch. And hey, good enough, good success. Not the quickest work in the world, but hey, good enough for the break.
It's the tortoise in the hare. Weavy good shots. Courage, his little spree comes to a close, but yeah, he might not have had the motion. But yeah, the lotion, because he's looking smooth right now. Nezra shots in the back line here. We're worried about that P2 run, and only a 10-point game going out of our first hard point into our second.
Inside tracked everywhere he goes. Enough to open the door, though, for the other 2 players to slip through. So inside the distraction, his teammates there for the kill. We've secured the back spawns. Koi now just trying to secure that time.
Perfect nade. Oh, he dodges that. Still, though, you're running out of men on time. Nezra, he is picking you to pieces now. Koi looking for an angle of attack here. Not going to find a single thing, as their landing is not going to get stuck at all. They're going to absolutely bottom out. C9 lead change. Quick turn inside in Kleenex now. As a dance towards the far right-hand side of this lane is still on. Cloud9 evicted momentarily from the point, but they've got the numbers, and here comes the 4v4.
20 seconds is also awkward to fight for. Got to be careful about when you want to rotate. It looks like, yeah, C9 have completely cleared house. They're going to get every last second of that scrap, build up a nice lead. The opportunity to win the rotation is going to be there. Inside the first one, holding the line. Well, successful at that. Now the teammates are there for the follow-up, so Koi have stabilized on the rotation. They'll get the initial time, but they are losing bodies.
Well, good news, they respawn. Bad news, they're probably going to respawn far away. Here we go, in to the onsen. Hyde brought it down by the Kleenex's NPC there through the paper walls over the time. Abe's good, Kips, what an aid. Dance great, clean up, last man traded out. C9 had to lose the lead, and now worrying about the new hard point. You've still got another shot or 2 at this one, boys.
They spawn up in the back, Toronto Koi, not expecting it in the slightest. But they also just do not hit the go button, so Koi have all the time in the world to solve that problem. 1v1 gunfight for the time, Abe cleans them up. Koi have been extremely stable here so far on P3. Not a perfect full 60, but also not far from it. Up 20 so far, and by the end of the time, they're going to have about a 30-second lead. Good news for C9, at least they're spawning towards new.
This is a very, very confident, very calm hill for them. I'm sure the listen will be just as mellow as well. But yeah, P3, superb work from them there. The rotation of 4 now is on. And a great bit of intel here. On Encourage, Kips is going to take care of business. Oh, the second man, most of that done from the hip, a delight. Hyde alone on time. Reinforcements from Wavy on the way in, but are they going to get there in time? The answer is no. Red dealt with. A little bit of friendly fire, not a problem. We'll be back in action before you know it. C9, counter-attack is on. Can they get the break?
Kips is going to be near time with the trophy on the 4 spree. Might be thinking about the Hellstorm. Another kill around back, instant Shao. He is looking for the 2Bs. Good damage being done, so his teammates' lives a little bit easier. Insight. NPC in hand, great damage, cleaning the house up. And okay, Gridlock, this might answer our question. Toronto Koi, at least through the first set of rotations, looking like the better team.
Yeah, much smoother, much cleaner, much more well-oiled. Nice 3 dead, though. In the final 10 seconds here, is Abe going to be able to get it? Not a chance. Well, looking from that rotation, into our second set, and it's going to be all C9 for now, but a perfect 2-2 split right down the middle of the map there. Koi might be able to get involved in the pinch here. Wavy goes high. Inside, nice shots. There we go. The time will change hands for now. And once again, pinch is on, now dealt with. Left-hand side of the map, that's where C9 are coming from.
In terms of efficiency and decision-making, we are nearly dead even in the kills column between these two teams, but that 60-point gap just highlights Koi of when they're actually making these moves. They're making moves on the pinch. Kip's good for one, A for the other. Courage going to be last man standing, and actually his teammates getting a really close spawn, so C9, if they play the flood game quick enough, they should have the extra man.
They've got it. You've kept C9 in time. You've got Koi at bay. Bit of a wrap there. Going to be Kleenex on the left-hand side of the minimap, trying to make something happen here towards P2, but it's been a nice hold. Out of Cloud9 here, this P1 from solid. They're going to get as much time as possible. They've accrued it. And now looking towards the bottom side yet again. Koi, block by block here on Gridlock. They clean the streets, and Kleenex, he and Kips make it 3 in the feed.
So patient, so controlled. Kleenex lying in wait for 20 seconds inside of the mailroom, waits for the intel and times it out perfectly. After C9, you are spawning so far away. Kips is fighting a guy in showers. He might lose that, but Nezra's still 20 seconds before he's in the picture. Meanwhile, his teammates getting cut down like ribbons. 50-point lead and then some. Good P2 so far.
We're shredding. No turtles found. Inside down as well. That's going to be a good hold. Turn into nothing. Wavy and hide on the attack. Kleenex now goes left. Anyway, here to contest this. She found the perfect window. Sure has. Back and forth we go. C9 on time. Gone. Kleenex down and out again. It is endless here on Gridlock.
Great artist is Kleenex. No Renaissance painting there. Setting up on the rotation where the last go round P3 absolutely set Koi apart. For C9, you need to win these rotations, and that is not a good start, Kips. Typically good for 2. Great damage. His teammates get the cleanup kills. And once again, look at how far away C9 actually is for this new time. They get one cheeky back spawn, but I think Koi are reading every last thing.
Yeah, it does look like Insight has picked that one up instantly. Great work. Very heads-up moment there from Koi. None of this gets away from them. Insight though is FFV doesn't spot this player. We do, and that's great shots onto Nezra there. The NPC still working out for him now. Pressure and a little bit of a pinch. You might be able to get the kill here. You've run out of time. And the Koi spawns are a mile away, so Hyde's 2-piece works out 3 now in the feed. Nezra good for another. Here comes Abe on the entry. A C9 have managed to turn this hard point around, but they haven't turned their heads around. Abe, what a pickup, another kill, and a measly 10 seconds gained before the break.
Yeah, very different. Insight was reading those spawns through and through. C9 just unable to read the same thing. It is complicated, not an easy thing to pull off, but something that is currently setting Koi apart. Another team kill, though, so softens up the actual push for the rotation. I think Koi last time were able to break through the P4 off of a 2-piece from Kips in a matter of seconds. This time C9 have way more space that Hyde wants to give to the other team. That is a full send into 3.
Oh, this is an unbelievable amount of friendly fire. It feels personal. Kips down. Wave in the back, no good for the second man. Here comes Hyde. And Insight plays the tight angle. MPC, and he's kicking ass. Nezra is up next, but the trade's perfect. Kleenex is seemingly everywhere. On a Kips, frontline, bang out. Koi looking to break 200.
Kips able to clear out mid-map. Means all guns forward. He's going for the peak again. Black intel means you have to know everybody's front. Abe gonna spot out everything, including eating a couple of these nades. Good damage being done, and it is just a funnel system. C9 are desperate to 4-man hit through the front. It doesn't sound easy, and it wasn't. They get wiped off the board. Good scrap time being collected, and Toronto Koi ahead of the rotation in P1. Again.
Yet again. Another set, another Koi rotation 1. Couple of sprees. No Hellstorms yet. We've seen how deadly they can be on this map. Some very, very wide open hard points. C9, oh, we're getting involved, lads. Oh, Jamie Craven, 22 and 17. Getting him kills. The belt is off. Oh, and he's looking for that ass. Doesn't get the next 2, though. That would have been unbelievable. Here comes Kips. Here comes Kips. Nice 4. Wipes them off, and again, perfect read. No assumptions here. Word to Jeremy Stud, they'll get you killed. All bases covered for Koi, and that is watertight on P1.
And we're back to the just flooding in through front. Desperation effort. Hope it pays off. Hope we win the gunfights. So far, so good. Insight overwhelmed the single team kill, but doesn't make any bit of difference. C9 needed to be able to break through the front. They're absolutely successful. Boy, decision to make. You want to rotate? You want to fight through P1? Kips doesn't know what he wants to do. Head on a swivel. He's back and forth. We're fighting for the final 10.
Yep, he's fine. He's absolutely fine. Go on, son. Gets himself 2. Final few seconds. His Wavy's going to be an issue towards new time. He's going to himself a good corner there. As the rest of Koi now make their way in. This could be the final moments. But we get ourselves to that map 5. Kleenex on the hold. It's going to be Abe in the feed. His 3 is enough to get you over the finish line and get us to a game 5. Gridlock to decide it all.
Very solid win. Well played from Koi. I mean, look at the slaying numbers. I think they might be only +3 or +4 in the kills column. They converted those 4 extra kills into a 100-point victory. So Koi absolutely dialed in on Gridlock, especially so for those P3 spawns. Very consistent about reading it. Both hills got locked down, not for a full 60, but for a substantial sum of time. They probably outscored them maybe 80, 85 points to 10 on that hill alone. So without the slaying being there, you need some key moments. Koi absolutely delivered and tip it to the younger players on Koi. Kips with 1:37 in time, Abe with nearly 2. Locking it down on the OBJ.
250, 158. The hard points still eluding C9. Well, folks, while I get into game flow, this one's going to be big. Yeah, that's a nice bit of separation. No legs there from Cloud9. Unable to keep up with the stamina, no pace, as they just got run away from them there. Good stuff, Koi. Map 5, though, the only thing that matters right now. Can Koi do the unthinkable? Or will C9 break the drought? 4 months since they have defeated a professional team, and today could well be the day. They did find success in the opening Search and Destroy, some very, very spicy moments. And now on to Gridlock. God only knows what happens next. Quick break, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of it. Exciting conclusion to this series. Cloud9 New York, Toronto Koi after this.
Champs tickets are on sale now. Come see the best teams lock in for this season's grand finale in fabulous Las Vegas. All 4-day passes come with early venue access. Head to FazeVegas.com or scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Go pick up the 2026 Call of Duty League Championship Tracer Pack. You can support all 12 Call of Duty League teams.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL.
At COD Champs, it's more than Call of Duty. It's you whipping an F1 go-kart at the Grand Prix Plaza, testing your aim and movement at Summerlin Paintball. It's you driving supercars at Speed Vegas, surviving the best escape rooms at Escapology, experiencing the immersive art in the Arte Museum. It's you taking a picture in front of the Bellagio Water Show, and seeing Vegas from the largest observation wheel in the US. It's you and the squad making memories for life. A weekend in Vegas that you'll never forget.
I don't know if they'll do the same thing again. Getting beaten down both the hard. X-Nit just gets to feast on them. He dropped 40 in map number 1. Didn't need that much in map number 4. Falcons dominate FaZe in the hard points.
That is a convincing victory. A very convincing victory for the Falcons.
No, sim controller.
Oh, yeah.
Low motor strain preset.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like
Give me all the headshots.
Exactly.
Behind enemy lines.
He's getting loose early every round. Like, do a little dance, make a little love. Who's dead tonight?
We're done. So, yo, one break, nasty, great.
I'm blocking.
Go, baby.
Holy
That's the one. Alhamdulillah.
Clip of me reacting.
Correct.
Yo, what is this clip? Yo, what is this clip? To a clip of me talking about reacting to a clip of me reacting Jack harder. You know what I mean? Insane. That is fucking insane. And I'm reacting to a clip of me losing full, reacting to a clip of me reacting to a clip of me reacting to that clip of me reacting to that clip.
One's out now.
What do you know? There's more where that came from, Tommy. Every time you react, it gets deeper into the reaction inception reaction machine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. C9 New York, their road to Major 4. It's fugly. That is the only way to look at it right now, but they could turn that into at least a lovely little bump here. The Hump series here against Koi. What a victory this could be. Thieves and Heretics to close things out next weekend. We will see how that goes for them then. But for now, all eyes on the prize. Gridlock Game 5. Man, what a series it has been. But Toronto Koi have battled hard. They've managed to win themselves the hard points. But they have seriously struggled in closing out the round-based modes here in this series. Guess what, boys and girls? It's another Search and Destroy Game 5 here on Gridlock. Let's get it.
A grueler for these two teams. Endurance test, resolve test, the grit for these squads. Maybe experience to see map 5. Need some more S&D reps if you're Koi with a brand new roster. A little bit default strat that they're working with on old map 2 for Den. Maybe Gridlock will produce something a little bit more interesting. This is also a road to the major.
Fugly.
That it doesn't look that scary from the start, and then you realize they lost the first two and potentially lose to C9, and you're just thinking if it starts this bad, you're ending horrifically. Optic Texas, even though they've been on the downtrend, still top team. G2 Minnesota look fantastic. We're fighting a massive uphill battle, and we are pushing this boulder right from the bottom.
Oh yeah, man. Well, as I said, fugly. That's a tough one. That's not an easy.
Never heard that word on a professional broadcast.
Haven't you? Well,
I think any professional broadcast of any sort.
Really? Well, there's always there's a first. There's a first for everything, and it'll be the first victory for C9 in 4 months against a pro team. Come on, boys. Dig deep. Before C9, it's everything for them for the win. But for Koi, it is not only your stakes in Major 4, it's also your run towards champs. And my goodness, what a dagger. We've talked about it. Very, very challenging position to find themselves in. Hyde, wicked work in the map 5 so far. However, in the series, all in all, he has been the difference maker. What an exciting time for that young player. I can't believe you've never heard fugly before.
Just I've heard the word.
It just means, frankly, ugly. It's a very, it's a very cut and dry way of saying, like, not good looking in any way, shape, or form. Nice glass of vino. One of these teams will be enjoying. The other. Bad tap water. Here we go.
C9 might be up through the middle of the map every single round, offense and defense. Nedra already made it. He absolutely is spotted. Koi had adjusted, but something tagged up. In the meantime, the bomb will go down toward B, so the mid-map pressure, not too stressful to deal with.
A reaction. Bomb planted. Here come C9. 3 low, 1 upstairs, insights back all the way up. Bad news, fellas. They're all on the right-hand side of the map. C9 now looking to get involved. No trophies. Nades are out. Plenty of nades to play with. Kids in the close box. How many can catch? One into his net. What a nade from Kleenex. Nedra keeps it rolling. And that will be that, folks. All down to Weavy. What a shot it could have been, but nay. Koi, take the first.
We have called him everything but Levy. This poor guy. C9, though, looking for the middle map on defense. They absolutely secure that. Problem is, no bomb site there. Toronto Koi walk up. Default plant spot. Great execution after the fact. Peach of a nade. I believe that was rolling in through whatever Toronto Koi player. Quite a few of them were chucking them, but...
Kleenex.
I think that the S&D, maybe this entire series, even some of like the setups and holes that we were seeing on some of the hard points, Toronto Koi playing an incredibly stock and standard game for the moment. But when it goes well, it goes great. It's how you write the strats down.
When they win, it looks really clean. And Weavy. Oh, so close. It's so far. Still no first blood. 2-2 split here from Koi. Both bomb sites getting equal love. And Encourage. It's a great spot to be in for the intel, but nobody home just yet. Nedra, he is doing what he can now. 3 players in on towards showers. 8 from Towel. Is he sweating yet? Here come the nades. What a noise. What a noise. Another noise nade from Kleenex makes. Kips, he's got mid-map covered. Kleenex is now getting the damage in early. The trade should be on point. The flank is there, but wait, we've turned for it. Nedra traded out. Nice damage, though, either way. 2 players there by B. C9 desperately trying to lick the wounds, and whoa, it's not going to happen yet again. Kips goes big for 2.
There's also bombed down in the dead center of the map, so not a ton of hope there for C9 to convert that one. Koi able to watch everything. In the middle of the map, pressure. Expectation, I'd say, for C9 to be attacking these routes. Insight, absolutely, been watching it time and time again. Nowhere you can go without being spotted. Kips there for the final kill. And decent stuff to start off this gridlock. That is a big sip of water.
Hydration break. This one brought to you by that big ass jug of water. 3 there for Nezra in our first 2 rounds. The Koi have come to play so far. They have been decisive in their opening 2. Aggressive here from Kleenex with bomb, and he's playing pretty much solo. Insight, I presume, sniping behind him. Long line of sight all covered.
A lot of noise made. That means number 1 and number 2, Kips and Abe, have a 2v1. Nedra just needs to escape. As long as he lives, he's happy. He has, in fact, gotten out of dodge. They have lost control of this site. Kleenex going to swoop in, get this bomb down.
That's the decision, though, from C9 is to commit to the A-bomb site, and rightfully so. Here comes the plant. Wait, they might be able to get in there in time before the guns are at the ready. Wait for it. Wavy, encourage. What do you know, folks? They've overwhelmed them, and no friendly fire happens. Inside 1v4, a miss, and here comes the hit. C9. Wonderful decision-making process, and an exceptionally clean defuse.
Good job. Very decisive. Nezra able to get out of shower successfully, groups up with his teammates, everybody there for the reinforcements. They get a trophy down and hit that go button. You want to get the timing just right, because ideally you start the retake while the bomb plant is in the process of going down. Timing very well executed. Have the extra guns. You win that first gunfight, and the flood system commences. As good as it gets for a B-side retake.
Yeah, once that levy broke, that was that, folks. All right, C9, you've shown us more than enough signs of life here in this 2-1. Going away? Yes, we are, lads. Committing big time as our Koi 3-1 inside out of this fight for now. Ow! That one hurts so much his character screams. See how much this one hurts. Wavy in the board he gets. Nezra joins him. And what an onslaught here in the Onsen. The last man inside shows up, and he is sure swinging, trying to find some vengeance. A touch of retribution for his fallen comrades. Bomb planted, 3v1. Good luck.
Hit some wall hops in mid. Hope he gets some intel. Maybe shred a player. All bang's good, not good enough for the kill, and I mean, pick a direction, it doesn't matter. It is a very small doorway, no matter where you go.
Yeah, this is gonna be real hard. Hide. A mean shoulder. Great shots, and there's the kill. Bounce back on. C9 equalize.
Just ran him. Blitz there from Nedra, leading the charge. Everybody grouped up together. It took a 4v3 fight. Not a single player gets lost until Insight swoops back in. Kips and Kleenex, just no success on finding those kills. And good vibes in the C9 camp.
Yeah, the only mishap there from C9 was that trophy bouncing off the back of one of those players' heads. It hurt.
We better
that character
start today.
Like real bad. Like, do you remember the sound of player models in Vanguard when they were set on fire? I mean, that was the most blood-curdling. You know, that stayed with me. Here we go. Nades are up. Sorry.
Voice acts for that. That's a tough job.
Yeah, that's go for inside. It's the last thing you do at the end of the day, because after that, you are done inside first blood.
6
or 4 for Nedra. He's had some time, but he's out of this round. Hey, dancing, diving, shooting, dodging, in through towers. Can he get 2? Not chance. Weavy and hide. Whoa, they're still cooking. All down to insight yet again. They've spotted him, and here they come. Another from C9. Bang! From Nezra in the comms.
And we're just getting caught, trying to do a little bit too much with the SMGs. Had it locked and loaded, but no execution. And Webby there for the final kill, 5-2. C9 looking good on the shower section of the map. Around this bomb site, it gets squirrely. You just need the kills. You need the trades to go down. And he was good for 3.
Yeah, Webby, look at that. Good shots, Webby. Nice 4 spree there for Webby. Webby, the player on the bottom right-hand side of your screen chance. That's Webby, is it not?
I believe that is Webby.
That
and
is
if I'm incorrect, I've just destroyed it the entire series.
I've committed. I'm gonna have to message him after this to find out what's up there. What about with Webby? And he's got eyes on. Nothing just yet. A-bomb site starting to get the love. Dipping a toe. In we go. Hide all the corners. Check. That's right. Yeah, plant it. Here we go. 2 members of Koi now. They're going to try to intercept, but they are not going to be able to stop this bomb plant. All right, fellas. You hear the ticking. It's time to get kicking. Here come Koi.
Damn.
Encourage keeping at bay. There were shots from the NPC. Headshot there, dings. Koi, a couple of steps forward. We're now in fighting distance. Oh, but it's Hyde and it's Wevy, and we bring him down. And yet again, C9 bang out the bomb site.
Dominating this section of the map. Toronto Koi tried to square up over there, no success. Tried to square up a second time with everybody involved, no success. They just give up the bomb plant. C9 able to go for the aggressive plant spot, go for the 4-man retake. No success. Koi have nothing cooking on that section of the map. C9 have their number.
An uncharacteristically quiet Toronto Koi.
Just has to try to go the other way.
Shake it off, lads. It is 4-2 here in the 5th.
Surprisingly, Koi going to the A site. They've had no success, but Nedra, similar situation to a few rounds before. As long as he lives, you're going to be happy. C9 have been successful with these retakes.
Yeah, complete advantage right now. Koi, bomb planted, here we go. C9 are going to get here a little late. Wevy with the snipe a little bit later. We'll see if he gets that angle worked out. But here we go, Kleenex was sending it. Encourage has already broken through the threshold. A nade from inside start things off. Here we go, Koi. Bit of an advantage to play with. Trades are on. We are still ready to go. That is a hellstorm now for Wevy, and the round done. Is it a Pyrrhic victory? We will find out. Hydration break. Koi, stay alive.
Important round. Needed that one, especially on this site to reestablish some flow. Better teamwork overall. Dodging the nades in the post plant. Good work out of Koi, but of course the small W, as you pointed out, Wevy with the Hellstorm in the back pocket. Any bomb plant either site, as long as he is alive, you feel like that should be successful for a guaranteed round win. Much easier said than done, but Gridlock is a wide open map.
Until you get into the A-bomb side, then it is dirty little corners and tight angles to play with. And that's where we're governed. Koi trying to overwhelm the site before anything happens. And enough nades have been shown, but wait, are we going to commit to this? Mutefield, he's going to dodge this Hellstorm. He will stay undetected for the time being, but he will not be able to evade the eyes and ears of those players for now. Here we go. Impact, no good. Insight down. Nezra starts things off with a kill and a plant.
Just the wrong gun. Not ideal for that moment. Middle of the map is wide open because of the Hellstorm. Now you get everybody in position. Hyde could get isolated, but he's repositioned. You got Wevy B in the floater. This is a good-looking mini-map for C9, but you got to be worried about the pinch. Kips strikes.
Yeah, Kips, wicked start. Hyde on the other side. Kips is out in the open for now. Stays alive. Netra still hot on his tail. There's the shots. The kill good enough. Wevy there. Gets another 2v1. Abe dancing around, and this is starting to get impossible. Match point. C9.
Wevy 9-3, able to do whatever he wants. I'm just feeling an air of hopelessness for this Toronto Koi camp. Typically heads-up gameplay, always tracking players. They know where everybody's at all times. Insight just getting caught way too up close and personal there with the AR up top. I mean, Kips goes on a pinch, but just not ready for the next guys who's going to be playing back 18 for the post plant. This is not heads-up gameplay that we are accustomed to expecting from Koi. C9, this could be the final dagger. Any one of these rounds, and Insight forced to back down from the snipe.
Wevy puts it away. What a catch. Kleenex, a beautiful nade. Trying to will his boys into the 4th round win. Stacking now towards A. Nezra alone, a single kill is enough to help. Any more than that would be unbelievable. Reinforcements now rapidly making their way. A quick reaction here from C9.
Survival game, 2 players on the pinch though. They're the ones that have to make something happen for Nedra. Nedra hoping for a scam, or maybe Nedra allow his teammates to wrap back with him. They're gonna hit this 3v4.
Yeah, 3v4, they're gonna hit this together now, reinforce. Hey, gives it up for a second, not a problem. Encouraged with the trade, done. Nedra, last man, and he's not going down without a fight. Waiting for the regen. 25 seconds. Eyes on. Good shots, but not enough to save himself from the angle. Koi live to fight another round. 5-4.
Stressed out, though. And no golden opportunities. They have struggled on multiple sections of the map. They've struggled with a couple different strats C9 have brought to the table. Cloud9 have also shown presence on both bomb sites and through the middle of the map on attacking rounds. So almost pure guesswork and pure feel for these strat calls. Expectation is Koi almost likely to stack maybe 3 players on that A bomb site. Inside would be the floater on the other side of the map, whether he watches mid or down low, up to him. But C9, Old Faithful. It's going to be 3 out of 4 players going towards A.
A bomb site certainly getting the love. Insight back in his window, where we saw him fall previously. Over by B. Oh, that's a problem. It hits the woodwork. Shots in from Kleenex as he takes care of the woodwork in his own regard. And Courage so heavily damaged, managing to stay alive. He cursed the life out of that one. Hyde on recovery. Oh, and he just walks right into the eyes of Kleenex. Slays him. 4v1, round 11. Can lightning strike twice in this series? Koi, tooth and nail. We're leaving it all on the line here. The final round of the series.
Keep in mind, like game 5, round 11 between these two squads, Nedra has team killed himself twice with nades in this series. We've been jumping off the map. We have entry with frags on our teammates, and still, this is a closely fought battle. Round 11, though, opportunity here for the Mortal Kombat fatality. C9 on the attack.
Going A. Playing it safe. Koi will not have the numbers here. Will we have the nades? Get trophies down. Watch out for the teamwork. Trophies connect. Here we go. Koi, immediate read. They have backed it up. Put it into reverse and waited now for the reinforcements. The 4-man hit. Bomb plant. This is it. Nothing left to throw. Hellstorm is gone. Who will find the opening blood? Hyde on the dance. Spots them on the cross. The damage is in, but no kill just yet. Insight threads the needle. Kips, guns another. And now the pressure applied. No chance to suture the wound. It is down to Encourage, who has been wiped off the map. Koi, live. The finger was on the detonator, ready to blow it up, but they say not today. Round 11 is won.
Man, and what do we make of this series? Interested to hear the Death's thoughts on it. Painful there for C9, just a round away and no ice in their veins. Poor positioning there in the final round for Insight to Rippy for the first blood. The previous one, just a bad frag grenade. Rookie mistakes gonna happen. They will absolutely be punishing, and a map as close as this, well, make sure you apologize to Easy Mac after this one for leaving the game. Easy Mac has done phenomenal work this year. He has been stepping up and improving year over year. Another tough scoreboard for him to deal with, but ultimately for Toronto, I suppose a win is a win. 10 CDL points, 2 more series to play, and they have moved successfully away from the 12th spot. Admittedly, they do not climb that high. I think they're now going to be sitting in 10th place overall.
Woo! Woo-hoo! What a stressful series! Really, though, a genuinely very, very stressful series. That was this kind of one that turns players from diamonds into, I mean, under enough pressure. That's what the Heart of a Dying Star was. Adamantium? No, what's Mjolnir made of? Uru. There you go. Tough stuff. Desk.
Yeah.
You thinking about that 5 point? That would have been nice, right?
I was hula hooping up here like 6 rounds ago. Like we were vibing. I was about to get 5 points, and then Koi clocked in. Let's take a look at what just went down, because this was a slop fest. A lot of tech breaks, some delays. Was it mental pauses? Were they trying to throw Cloud9 off the heater because my boys in blue were firing through 4 games in?
At one point, I was ready to jump through the screen and fight everybody on court the way that they in the round 11. Luckily, this time it pans out for them.
What are you talking about in particular? Just the stack or the refusal to chow? What are you looking at?
So a lot of the times in the defensive rounds, sometimes for so long, they just give so much space and get so much respect.
Dude.
to their opponent when they have such good players who have great intuition, instincts on the map. So I don't always agree with it, but yeah, C9 and a lot of the aggressive rounds that were kind of 44 skirmishes, like they got the better of Toronto.
Showing their gun skill.
Yeah, some huge clutches. You know, there was one round in particular where Toronto had the first 2 kills, I believe, and it was a 2v4 backed up into showers that C9 had. So showing some individual prowess on their side. But man, these guys in the end of maps, the end of this S&D, it was 5-3. You get comeback on.
Yeah.
In that hardpoint,
can't close.
In that hardpoint, you had a huge opportunity to win at the end as well. Just lose all 4 on rotation. Just unlucky if you're C9.
I have nothing to say. I'm speechless. I'm sad.
Like,
and
I guess we're done with it. We move on.
How do we get to a game 5? How do we get to a round 11? Like, I guess when I do look at how this series ended up playing out and how we set it up in previous matchups, that Toronto Koi has always won the hard points.
Sit down, Aroma.
Aroma, just take a seat, bro.
Yeah, just chill, bro. Honestly, that would have been like the one time I would have really wanted to watch an Aroma watch party, because I know that his reactions were just on 10 the whole time.
He is probably mind-blown.
There's certain states you can't drink on a Sunday. I don't think that's the case for Aroma. We are going to take a look at this play of the game as we celebrate one of the big moves. It should be the team name. In fact, it's multiple moves by the Issue. Kleenex sneezing on people.
Yeah, he had a beautiful 7 streak on this map. He also had a 2-piece team nade that almost cost him the map.
Almost, but didn't.
Yeah, well, he did have the 2-piece team nade, but it didn't cost him the map. Yeah, yeah, Kleenex, nice bounce back. He didn't perform particularly well in their last couple series, so nice to see him frying again. And yeah, they're going to need way more, but he's going to have to be that superstar.
Well, this kind of plays in. So what I was saying before we had to see Aroma's crash out was that Toronto Koi, they are still now undefeated versus Cloud9 New York in the hard points, but that still begs the issue of like, okay, so S&D and Overload need some serious work when it comes to the Toronto Koi camp, because this is now a second time that Cloud9 has come this close to beating them in this specific situation.
It's time for your Monster Winner Spotlight. We welcome Kips onto the show. Kips, I love watching you on Den. What is your favorite map to play?
Den, of course.
Great
answers if you say.
Kips, I got to get right to it, man. And listen, congrats on the win. We'll start there, but let's get into the nitty-gritty. In Search and Destroy, I get so mad watching you guys sometimes because you give so much space away on defense. In the round 11, in the last map, it works out for you guys. It doesn't work for you guys in the game 2 round 11. What's the thesis on that, and why have you guys never strayed away from that play style in critical defensive rounds?
You can kind of like compare it to like a plaza, like just like some of the bomb sites are just like really aids, and you just gotta play them like tight and just play them smart and just play together. So I mean, and we're just going off flow. Like if we think it's the better call at the time, like we'll just go with it. So I mean, it's kind of just on the go, but I guess we just kind of have our ways of like working around like retakes and stuff.
Fair enough.
I kind of want to hone in on that just a little bit, just kind of like y'all's approach to the game right now, because it feels like when we watch you, it's a little bit chaotic. Like you guys don't have a strict game plan just yet. Like pacing might be a little bit of an issue, figuring out if you want to be a faster or a slower team. So I want to know from y'all's perspective, like what are you hoping for? Do you have kind of like a semblance of the way y'all want to approach the game? Do you want to be a faster team? Do you want to slow things down and be more controlled? Like what is y'all's approach heading into Major 4?
Well, I think we're just adapting to like having Ron here or having Abe here.
Yeah, of course.
I think we were a fast team with Joe, but I mean, I'm just trying to keep up the same pace, like even with Ron. So we're just trying to be a fast team.
But
just,
do you feel like that fits y'all's play style? Like, do you feel like that's what you need to live up to find success, or maybe you need to find your own?
I definitely think so, just because it's Black Ops 7 and that's like the way of the game, I feel like at the moment. So yeah, we're just trying to be bangy, and I'm just pushing the pace as much as I can. So.
Absolutely.
Kips, can you talk to me a little bit about what it's like? This is your rookie season. You've had some incredible moments, a top 3 performance in the UK. You're going back to Paris, or I guess you're going back to Europe, this time to Paris.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you'd be playing Call of Duty in France?
I actually never thought, like, I don't know, I always played as a little kid, but I didn't know my dream would actually come true. So I'm just looking forward to Paris.
And what
everything.
What are you going to do between now and then? Because you guys still have a few more matches to decide whether you're playing in that losers bracket or the winners bracket.
Yeah, it is sticky for sure. We just got to win out, stay out of our game, keep the scrims up, VOD, all that type of stuff.
I'm excited for the Parisian fans to see you on land. Best of luck.
Thank you. Have a good one.
That is Kips. They got through a messy fight against Cloud9. Heartbreak for the youngsters.
Yeah.
We hope to see more from them, but you missed some opportunities tonight. Nero, though, is not going to let you off the hook. If you give Vancouver a lead, they'll take it from you. Can they take down Dan Ghosty's squad? Paris Gentleman's looking a little bit messy in their own rights, Alley Cat.
It's not another game 5, please.
Dominate the competition on main stage with the CDL Major Hunter Tracer Pack. Collect your chip by scanning the QR code or heading to the in-game store now. Go pick up the 2026 Call of Duty League Championship Tracer Pack. You can support all 12 Call of Duty League teams.
Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Do they have flag?
Oh, my.
They got flag.
Oh no, I would have did the same thing.
And he's giving them some extra love in them, no.
A few moments later.
Able to connect
Investigate this man right now. Investigate him.
No. And Vancouver are going to try to take mid away. Make sure they try to collect the EMP. Do not
Oh my God. As he closes out, that's what he wants to do.
Okay. Do not
He did it again. He did it again.
Oh.
Where is it?
I suck with this. Bruh. I'm not using that shit ever again. This shit out.
Can you act out the coolest kill you've had so far in Black Ops 6?
Act out?
Yeah, show me with your hands. What did you do?
I can't show you the hands, but I can show you the Omni movement.
There we go, there we go. All right, let's check it out, let's check it out.
The chair's gonna...
Yep.
Okay.
Oh! Hit him with the side strafe!
Is he gonna come back?
He's in our solar. I went left. Pinch left.
Yeah, there's one deep back.
I'm waiting.
Rank out one more deep left.
I'll try.
Yeah, tell me
Nice. Go. Go.
For the game.
Boom.
Holy what exposure.
8-0. It's not going to be 8-0, right? We're not going to lose 8-0, are we? Look at the pitch. Look at the pitch. Look at the pitch. It's 8-0. I promise you it's 8-0. I promise you it's 8-0. It's a world record overload.
Now that will seal it.
Golazo! Goal!
As Toronto Koi.
Have they played the game mode before?
It's a wonderful weekend to be in America. We're here in Columbus, Ohio at the Call of Duty League studio. The headquarters continues on with Gentlemaids versus Vancouver Surge. We've got Nameless and Rosalie Parker, and I want to start with you, Rosalie. Vancouver popped off in the minor, but I missed that week. So walk me through what they accomplished and who to look out for today.
They accomplished a win versus Miami Heretics, and that's it, Chris.
That's it?
Really. They did go to a Game 5 versus Vegas.
Yeah. And it was really
It was a banger.
They were playing probably the best COD we've seen from a Vancouver team this entire year. And we also should mention that Mamba's back. You know, being on this team, when he was on G2, he was trying to be that role player. He's been a slayer through their last couple of series for this Vancouver squad. And they're starting to find some flow. Nero's playing some good COD, and it does feel like they actually have a system in place.
Yeah.
Overload, they've now won 2 in a row. They've had some of the best defense that we've had so far in Stage 4. So you need a little bit more of that. And if they clean up their search and destroy, then they'll be a little bit more comfortable in these series. So I'm more bullish on Vancouver than I've ever been all season long. It's just really late.
I just asked Rosalie to be positive about her Paris opponent. I don't know what I was thinking here. Vancouver not able to go very far in the minor. They did get the dub over Miami, and you said Mamba, the rookie, is starting to find his form. But who's the most dangerous player on that Vancouver squad?
I would still say Mamba. To be honest, the way that he was playing and how loose he's been playing, I think the second answer is probably Nero, just because we know his ceiling when he's on one. But I did want to take a different angle in that sense, just because of the interview that we had with Mamba, where he's like, this is the most comfortable I've been. Remind you, that is a player, him and Craze, that we were all very bullish on as they were brought up because of their challenger placings and things like that. So I'd say Mamba.
They have 3 X factors. Like, all 3 of those guys, like, they can be inconsistent, but when they're on, they're so hard to play against, especially if it's versus FaZe.
Reminds me of Doug Spencer Martin's Strictly Business alongside Apathy and Slack. Let's take a look here at their opponents. It's Gentlemaids. They go by the name of Paris in some places, and these guys, they've been looking good, then really bad, then good, and then bad again. Allie, where are they at right now? They went to a Game 5, round 11 against FaZe.
This has been a weird weekend. I think for Gentlemaids, they're in a weird spot because you don't really know where to put them necessarily. I think Joe is giving you what you were hoping for. Estrel has been amazing thus far, but the problem is they've gone up against FaZe Vegas in a Game 5, and then they went up and got beat really bad versus Optic Texas last weekend. So for Gentlemaids, they're still in a weird period where we don't know what their ceiling is yet. With this roster, I will say, though, the decision-making in Search and Destroy, as we broke down earlier, is looking like it's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, this team is, I mean, stacked from top to bottom. And if the ARs are performing, then they're going to run through teams. And you saw that with Joe, the Slayer rating. I believe that's like top 3 in the entire league. So he's still frying. And even in that FaZe series, he had like a 1.3. He went off. If you were watching that series and you didn't see the result, you'd be like, yo, if that was a scrim and you're watching their streams, you'd be like, they just dominated FaZe. It felt like they won 5-0. So, yeah, this Gentlemaids team is just trying to play catch up to the top teams, but they're in that tier looking right at them right now.
Now, we'll be updating the standings at the end of the show, but if Paris loses today, they're in the losers bracket, right?
Sheesh, yeah, they'd be 1 and 3, right?
Crazy way to think about things. Let's jump into our maps and modes for this best of 5. It's Sake, Hacienda, Exposure, Scar, and Gridlock. Will we get to the Game 5 Search and Destroy? Who has the edge to the first 3, Rosalie?
I have to lead in Gentlemaids here, mainly because that second map is the one that they 6-0'd FaZe Vegas on when it comes to Search and Destroy, so extremely comfortable in Hacienda Search and Destroy.
Okay.
I think an interesting conversation point is the Exposure. Haven't seen that from Gentlemaids in a while. It's not necessarily their favorite, but it's not their least favorite either. And outside of Vancouver, they're coming off of a 3-2 FaZe Vegas win on Exposure Overload, so maybe trying to set themselves up for some success in the middle of the series.
Yeah,
check.
Yo, Joe is giggling.
He always giggling.
I mean, that was full throwback laugh. I have to know what's going on in those comms.
Sib has got like, he looks like he's kind of happy.
No, he's giggling. he's
like,
trying not to let Joe know he's funny. He's like, little bro, come on.
He's trying to be nonchalant and spoke about it.
Yeah, Joe's got Dan giggling. I know where I'm going in my scuff pick'ems. It's going to be a Gentlemate day, despite it being a little bit later, thanks to that Game 5 from Cloud9. Nero's not going to be fully awake yet.
Yeah, not yet. I'm going with Gentlemaites as well. I think they get this one done. 3-1.
Imagine. I'm going to go with Gentlemaites. I think we go 3-1 too. I think it's a good call.
Surge Turkey. We're all rooting against you. Shift and Study. Your show.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Nah, I mean, hey, simple terms of this right now, Jay. Vancouver's actually, I think, exceeding expectations in terms of what we would have expected for this team overall past the changes. But Paris, at the same rate, is kind of doing the same thing. And they just feel like they're in 2 different calibers right now.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Because if you're Vancouver, you weren't expecting a team that's obviously not going to champs already to still be able to put themselves in position to make a couple roster changes and fight with some of the top teams that we have in the game. They have figured out that recipe. I think like this was the answer before the season started. Like when they were trying to figure out where players are going to go, Craze and Mamba, it was all about the talk of them should join the league together. And you see what it's doing to these guys now on Vancouver. A lot more comfortable. Mamba's slaying, Craze is flying all over the map, and it's allowing Lunas and Nero to be a lot more consistent. So they're like 50-50 in every game mode. But on the opposite side for Paris, you make your double roster change to put you in that juggernaut conversation. I know you were tested, at least in your last series versus FaZe, your nameless touch on it. You could have won all 5 maps, but this is a series that if you are the Genomates, you got to take care of business.
I like that call. I think especially knowing that it's a sake to start things off where your veterancy really should come to play. But we got Paris, we've got Vancouver on a sake hard point to get our second series underway. Let's get it on. And the opening battle, very favorable for Paris. Little route from Joe to Steve starts to influence the map and the spawns just a touch. And the trade will eventually be there. Vancouver will stabilize for the spawns, now fight for the hill.
Yeah, spawning on the bad side. Paris punched them right in the face off of the first wave of gunfights. And at least the team initially to start them off the time, but just like it was in the first sequence of kills, it's the same exact player in the second sequence. Mamba giving Vancouver early lifelines. Already at a 5-2 start, and they have yet to flip those spawns, so no need to be truly worried yet.
Well, you do get a long route from Joe to C's. Estriel from the middle of the bar, but to find a little bit more with Sid, putting pressure over to the P5 side of the map. Nice shots from Estriel. And that's a really, really cool look in terms of how do you flip spawns late into the first hard point, moving over to P2, hit all 3 lanes at the same time. Something should open up because it's a big old map. So good stuff for Paris, put themselves in control of P2, but Vancouver, a couple of kills, couple of movements through the middle of the map, trying to work on a hill break, but not going to get there. All 3 make it almost all 4 to drop. There it is. Lunars will fall, and Paris are now firmly in control.
Yeah, look at how far Ghosty is, puts up 2 bottom pid. Just creating that extra space, forcing Vancouver to draw their focus on that side of the map, and just allowing your teammates to be uncontested here at the warehouse. Joe lines up another double. Already in another advantage. They keep on winning gunfight after gunfight. Genomates coming out swinging.
Yeah, they really are. Maybe a potential late entry here for Mamba through the side door. He goes unnoticed, finds his first win. Stun comes out, gives him an opportunity to take advantage versus Sid, but don't miss, don't lose. The old school clan tag for Sib, and that's going to work out nicely for a second. Now on rotation, big battle here. Joe Deceives has the jump on to Lunars, trying to find him over the top, able to find the elimination, plus has help from Sib again. Great rotation win, and Paris are under threat of putting this, well, out of win condition already for Vancouver, who are still on 6 points.
Yeah, from what we saw so far, ever since this Para Genomates lineup has formed, their hardpoint game, they can fight with the best of them, but to make it even better, start winning rotations. So far in stage 4, they were sitting at 11th overall, just relying heavily on their break opportunities. But if you're going to dominate rotations like this is where that team can hit that next level. But Vancouver at least shows some fight here. They break through the backside, they secure the back spawns, and this is a good 30 seconds to still get.
Ghost able to find Mamba over the backside, so 25 seconds. Break starting to make its way known. Spawns will be moved. That will be a very quick counter break. Craze cannot find anything through the bridge, and it's only about 12 seconds of time that Vancouver were able to secure on their initial break. So we move back over towards the 4th hard point. First blood there for Sib. And as Lunars tries to cut off the middle of the map, Paris are just all over the place. And honestly, they just keep winning all these individual 1v1s. Lunars has no idea where to look. Gets caught by surprise from behind. Craze in trouble, trying to get some space, and at least able to manifest a double. But Estriel will find the trade, and Paris will have the spawns.
Yeah, you just outnumbered there if you are Craze. Your teammates are dropping like flies, have no idea what direction they need to look at. And that's giving Genomates all the advantages that they want. Now the back spawns are being secured. Surge trying to set up their first break opportunity. There's pressure from front. There's pressure from the middle of the map. All we need is gunfights to go with it. And it's Lunas and Nero combining for 3. Now going to push that towards the backside of Dojo.
Well, Sib able to keep his life back Dojo, so he will block spawns for a moment. Actually, no, he won't. Just kidding. Mamba and Lunar still playing inside of Dojo as they spawn there. Lunars, Nero, both finding kills. Vancouver now with the numbers. Astro looking to just create something in this last 20 seconds. But he will be pushed off the angle through the bar window and is kind of the pivot man here in terms of either hitting on the flank or rotating to new. So you've got to find kills somewhere else. And outside of jumping one player into contest, Paris really not finding a lot of success in this back 20.
Yeah, if you were Astro, you're just trying to draw the attention, try to allow your teammates who are trying to triple hit through the front the advantage in those gunfights, but at least you don't really give up a lot of time to surge because it was a contest fest in the final 20 seconds. So you're still up by 60, almost 65, but you don't have the spawns towards back warehouse. Vancouver going to be the team in early, and Nero with an SMG trying to get hot.
Ooh, just kind of finds a piece of timing to get himself a second kill onto Sib. Mamba with an AR out. Responsible for watching the right side of this upcoming hit. Craze the one to try to jump into the hard point. Lots of neutral time here, though, considering that Vancouver had a pretty preferable setup. Craze open over, not going to find the win onto Ghosty, but he's low. Easy follow on to Mamba. And the last one left will also drop. Nice shots out of Mamba, 14 and 11. And Vancouver have done a nice job considering they lost both P2 and P3. Now you're only down under about 40 seconds, and you still got some time to fight for it.
Yeah, you can still get this final 15 and only go into the second set down by 30. So Vancouver now, Gunny's starting to be hot. Nero was 2 and 10. Now he's 11 and 16. So still not positive, but he's starting to find some consistency in that sling. And that's now leading to the comeback here for the Surge. Now we reset. Back to the mid-map we go. And with the routes like Craze is hitting, you're not going to be able to read this. Vancouver had the early advantage in the numbers.
Oh, but Sid gets a little bit free through the front. Forces Lunars to have to make a play. Only good for one. Mamba for his trade. Over the top, no. Ghosty flying high, able to find 2, and that will put Paris into the P1 time for now. Craze again working on long routes, this time met and dealt with by Sib. And that's one of the big issues, I would say, for what we saw kind of in Carolina, what we're starting to see a little bit here for Vancouver. If Craze cannot find those openings, everyone else is kind of stuck with no man's land. They're not really able to do too much.
Yeah, and I'm loving to see these adjustments so far from Paris because Sib, who's been a guy that can dominate with the M15, he's understanding so far, hard point after hard point, what gun I need to use that's going to give me the best chance to lock it down. So with all this pressure through bottom pit, whip out the NPC, finds himself on the forward row, and now you're pushing the Surge back. There's one player already spawning all the way out, and now you just need to locate where the hell the rest of these guys are because you have the advantage.
I like this, though. 3 players from the front able to work their way back into the hard point, finding the elimination of the player in the hill, and then you just bully out the back. Spawns will move. Hard point owned by Paris. And even though Vancouver did a nice job of kind of saving a poor first rotation of hills on the money hard points, they're not going to have an opportunity to do that again if this continues. You need to start to put together a break, and unfortunately, they don't get the read on the block spawn to Sib, so he has the natural pinch. Vancouver, with 33 seconds, will have a couple of players in the back, but they're not convincingly spawning in.
Yeah, no need to worry about these guys over the back. Cool, you can try to contest it. You can get those back spawns.
Oh, no.
We'll just sit nice and comfy in towards the time. Because early off the rotation, Sib has been on this side of the map for about 25 seconds already. So much trust in the new lineup to lock it down in the 3v4, and even if you lose it, who cares? We got rotation to do.
Yeah, and that's just another moment where I believe Sib actually kind of spawns to the front of P2. So with 25 seconds, 30 seconds left in the hard point, your teammate's finding kills. He says, all right, you guys got that.
Yep.
Now he's got help from Ghosty on the cross. Craze able to find 1. Trying to get Lunars involved into the play from the other side, but Craze is feeling like he's got to go and do this himself. And as he does, Estriel meets him, puts him to rest, and all of a sudden, Paris have win condition.
They can't win it here on the P3 HP, but you can get pretty damn close. If you are the Surge, you desperately need to find a break, and we desperately need to stop going 1 by 1 because you're just giving Paris so many advantages. Nero and Craze, though, are able to combine for 2, so all our pressure up through the street might lead to a break.
Estriel, a little bit of damage on the bridge side, but has to take the battle. Will drop. Pitch from Mamba on the other side, leaving Joe deceased by himself. He's got himself tucked into a corner, though, so he's safe from trade right now, waiting for help to come through. Wow, nice shots onto Nero. Mamba's able to at least confirm the kill with 15 seconds left, but Sib says we're in such an advantage. Why not get a little bit more time here? And he will soak up that back 13. Over towards New. Keep your eye on Estriel. Backside Dojo. Being pressured by a couple of Vancouver members from the front, but Joe deceives. Running quickly, trying to get here to help.
Yeah, look at what it does to those guys in Dojo. As soon as Joe starts putting out shots, everyone turns around, and that allows Estriel that first kill, but at least Surge able to manage that. They're going to be able to breach that 100-point mark, and with Paris with so much of a lead that they have, let's work in these long routes. Let's guarantee that our break attempt on the first attempt is going to work out.
Yeah, just you have so much freedom, so much luxury in playing the map however you possibly would want with the score the way it is. Contest is out. Vancouver have 2 trophies to keep them safe towards the backside tree rock. And that's going to work out nicely for a couple of kills coming out of Vancouver's rifles. Ghosty able to find one trade, though. Sets up another opportunity for a possible break. Game gets back to 100-point threshold. Craze back into the play. Finds Ghosty for the initial. Nero another over to the middle of the map. And it's been good P4s and good P5s for Vancouver. So if you can find a way to manifest that here at P5, maybe it comes down to what you can do between a bar and a P2 again.
Yeah, but Paris just keep on playing chip away. All right, that's true. The last guy at old top, you win that 2-piece, but you got 10 seconds extra. And we only need a little bit more to close out this map, number 1. Now it's scattered off the rotation. Joe knows he's going to be surrounded, so he tries to take the fight in towards Warehouse, but he gets sniffed out. So now Vancouver thinking that they completely have flipped out the entire team, but Sib is still here.
Oh, Sib's not missing. Nice shots. Astral creates one from the front. Now it's just time to find the player in the hard point, and Lunars has nowhere to go. 2:35, 1:38. Possible final moment here for Vancouver to try to set up a break, and they're doing it from multiple points of ingress. Craze playing along the back, everyone else from the front. And this hit better find some success now, and it will. Lunars and Mambas will find 2. That clears the hard point. Stips late pinch shut down, and Estriel will fall. So all 4 drop, and Vancouver are still alive.
Yeah, Vancouver just trying to get the gunnies hot, man. 15 seconds remaining at the P5. You know, if you are the General Mage, you can cut your losses and start thinking about new. But with the leaders advantage and kills going your way, you can still technically try to win it here. Estriel wins the one-on-one. Last one that can contest is going to be Craze. He falls, and Paris take map 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those maps that, like, for Vancouver, you give us some moments of, like, okay, great. Like, you do really well in the P4, you put together into the P5, but anyone who's watched this map at this point is sitting here after the first rotation of hills and saying, all right, Paris pretty much already won the map because they won all of P2 and won 40 seconds on rotation to P3. But then when they do it again, map's over. It's too tough to make a comeback of that nature when you're already down 230 to 100. So really good map for Paris. Vancouver getting a little bit lost in spawn land. I honestly think it's the biggest thing between P2 and P3 there. Just caught in these split spawn situations, and some of that was thanks to the heavy slaying that we saw out of Paris.
Yeah, Sake is just one of those hardpoint maps that you need to be able to have responses when they get the money hills. Like, if they're going to lock down the P2, cut your losses pretty early to guarantee that P3, but right off the first set of rotations, you give that up for free. We're dying off the rotos. That's what's allowing Paris to go up 80 to 6 to start the game. And then after that, it's just very difficult to even come back because you ended out great at the P4 to P5. You're down 30 going into the next set, but now into the next set is where Paris have trophy systems. It completely changes the game because Civ is going from an M15 to an MPC. All right, the aggression is there. They're pushing you back, not allowing you to get any time off the P1. But then again, the same situation that happened to you in the first set, lose to the gunfights off the rotation, and with the pressure set by Paris, you lose that P2 again, and then you just so far out of this game, and it allows Paris to work on so many long routes just to put the finishing touches. It's just hard to come back on a map like Sake.
Yeah, leader's advantage after you've won 2 P2s and 2 P3s. You're absolutely right. You can take long routes that you just can never recover because you have to play close on the hard point if you're down 100 points and the game's close to being over, so that you can't guard everything. Or the other side of it is that we saw it a little bit there from Paris kind of at the end. It's like you can just get everyone together and just four-man hit something because, again, you're just going to have the guns up. So, again, comeback effort on P4 to P5, solid for Vancouver, but rotationally, obviously a lot of misunderstandings and some missed opportunities, generally speaking, on terms of P2, P3, which is something they're going to look at, try to figure themselves out. But for now, we take the conversation into the Hacienda Search and Destroy. Haven't really seen much of this out of Paris to this point, and on the other side for Vancouver, their Search and Destroy generally has not been very good. But this new roster has brought, I think, an extra spark to it. So maybe something there, even though they're 0-2 as a team on this map.
Yeah, I feel like that Search and Destroy can fight with the best of them. Obviously, you had some tight ones versus FaZe. You get to that gridlock game 5, you just get outclassed. But that's usually what's going to happen when you're a fresh team, even though there's some old chemistry between Mamba and Craze. You also teamed alongside Nero, even on that Ravens lineup. It's just when you put a different four together, at this point of the game, like, it's just hard to come out and instantly have play calls that are going to change the game for that roster. So it's going to be tough for them to try to put it up against this Paris lineup. But Paris are a new team too. Their Search and Destroy is all up in the air. But the one time that they did play Hacienda was versus FaZe, and we casted it. We're thinking FaZe are going to be unbelievable at the map. And they 6-0'd them. So Paris got to be feeling good here.
Yeah, without question. And, you know, again, just looking at this team overall, you're looking at this road to Major 4, and yeah, it's that map 5 really does hurt, especially considering when you look at the maps count, like the map scores and individual maps. Like Paris is a spot they could have 3-0'd, but you lose out on that 1 point hard point, and then everything starts to get away from you at the end of the series. The loss to Riyadh is another one that like you look at and you say, oh, 0-3, that's not very good, but it was a 10-point hard point, 2-round search, and then the overload was a 3-1. So, you know, this feels like for Paris, being at a 1-2 situation, you have to win out, but the schedule favors you to be able to win out. So it's just about, I think you're absolutely right. Like, take what you're doing well with right now, get yourself into a good position for the major, and hopefully your practice in the off days, quote unquote, are getting you more reps in the maps you haven't had a chance to play competitively yet.
Yeah, everything is all about practice for this new team, man. Like I said, trying to get back to that juggernaut form to compete with the likes of Thieves, with the likes of Optic, with the likes of FaZe, even though you did go to a game 5 and you should have won all 5 maps if you wanted to, but just to put yourself in that final form, especially going into your event less than 2 weeks away. So this is a game mode that I think is truly going to hold them back from either making a championship Sunday or getting eliminated early. Search and destroy with the new roster usually takes time, but when you add a player like Joe Deceives, I think your recipe should be, let's run it down, take map control, and then play to counter them every single time.
Yeah, facts, why not? That's kind of what we saw generally against FaZe the other day. But it'll be Vancouver on the opening attack. We saw this play against FaZe, and Nero's got it right. Perfect nade timing, shuts down Estriel. Joe Deceives is also tagged by that nade, but Estriel will be the one that really is the only one that takes the brute force of damage. Nice little water route here from Craze, finds Sib backside rock, and now the bomb will rotate over for a 4v2 post plan at B.
And yeah, that guarantees that this bomb is going to be wide open because Craze sees Sib with a sniper. He knows there's no one here to assist him, so bomb getting down. 4v2, no trophy system, so it's going to be difficult to try to hold down this position, but it sounds like Paris have invested a lot of tax. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, really it's just down to, I think, Joe's last piece of utility. Going to work this one together. Oh, I like this idea. Joe trying to clear off that rock heady. A lot of damage coming through, and actually, Ghosty is able to set Joe up for a freebie on the Lunars. Follow-up is good, 1v2. 20 seconds on the clock. Vancouver just don't scam, and that's exactly right. Craze just takes an aggressive route, gets around the back. No chance to read that with the clock remaining, and Vancouver get the opener.
Yeah, it's just Vancouver doing their homework. Paris played FaZe and played it flawlessly. They're probably going to come out the same exact game plan. So you shut down the early secret pressure with an opening frag. And then by just drawing the attention on that side of the map, Craze hits the super mega water route all the way through the backside of Boathouse. Gets that second kill, gives a comm to his teammates. B-bomb is going to be open. Just an easy post plant there to start for Surge.
All right, see what Paris have on their opening attack. Lots of nades towards A, but the bomb is going to delay through arches, wait for the defensive nades to come through first, of which none are tossed. Vancouver instead investing into defending that top window position. They will have control not just of that, but also of the hallway towards Spiral. And that means that Estriel is going to be in a bit of bother trying to find some space to work with.
Yeah, the entire Paris squad is struggling to take some space because they're all scattered. You know the Vancouvers have invested a lot of tax to potentially get pushed up through the middle of the map, and it's all about timings, and Crazy able to spot them on a rotation out while Nero finds the first kill.
Oh, really nice little slide right there from Craze. Keeps him away from Sib finding what would look to be a free double. And Mamba will find Estriel lurking over towards Checkers. Bomb grabbed, though, by Ghosty. Has a wide open A site, but plenty of time if he wants to try to finesse something first. First check just misses out on the timing to see Lunars. But this re-wrap back will be exactly where the teeth of the defense is. Nice shot, opening shots on the Lunars. Ghosty gets a bit of freedom, comes back into the play, beats the kill cam, has an opportunity to isolate, get down to the 1v1. He's got himself versus Mamba. 13 seconds on the clock. Mamba playing over towards Checkers. Ghosty, that's the only spot he has not checked yet. And here comes Mamba, trying to chase out from behind. Ghosty still not looking that way, and Mamba will find the freebie to shut down the 1v3.
Yeah, almost allows Ghosty to get away with one, but just plays the 50-50, plays the game clock to perfection. And is in the right spot at the right time. Love the initial play call there from Vancouver to just take an immense amount of map control away instantly as soon as that round starts. But for Paris to improve in this game mode, I know it's a new team, but that's where we need to improve on that side of Search and Destroy on their attacks. For a team that you could just see it play so spread, we need to have more teamwork to stand a better chance.
Okay, here we go. Nades from Mamba, putting pressure towards A. Bomb once again making its way over towards the secret staircase side. No push-up this time for Paris. Instead, it's going to be a rewrap over through open hall. I don't know if any of this has been read at all, though, by Vancouver, so this late timing could work out. Late trophy gets placed. That actually keeps a lot of utility safe for Nero to plant. And out to 4 before a post-plant situation. Joe looks like he wants to go quickly, but no information here. Has them kind of scratching their heads on where exactly should we be hitting from.
And it's already 15 seconds gone, but Escher is able to strike for the first kill through bottom connector. So now you're looking to make up for it. Mama's able to find one, but it's still numbers in favor of Paris. Now it's a 1v3.
Oh, Mamba, no, not going to happen. Yeah, I love that routing from Paris. I mean, it's just, you have not conditioned Vancouver into what your defense wants to be, but you know for a fact that Paris want to try to get control of that fireplace hallway. It just comes down by which method would they like to do. And this time it's the long route around the back that opens up the space through window. And then afterwards, when Joe doesn't see anything, it goes, okay, they must be playing either right below me in connector or towards the outsides of the bomb site. So just set yourself up to finesse, and as soon as Joe pops out the window, he takes control.
Yeah, it's just when you give that much space away to Paris, they had top secret, they have 10, they also have bottom connector. There's only one place you could potentially be. See, the fences are camping your spawn, potentially also playing for a rotation back through the middle of the map. But when time is ticking and they have yet to make a move, you know, eventually they're going to start to get a little bit antsy. So Paris able to capitalize off of getting that first blood, off of creating that opening space through bottom connector to get their first round. But now on offense, this is where I need to see some teamwork, and I love the slow and steady approach to try to get this bomb down of there.
Yeah, agreed. That's exactly what's going to come through. Ghosty does a couple of shots up towards the patio steps. Long route developing for Craze. But the timing is going to have to be pretty hasty here, just because of the success that Paris are finding from the front. There's the read onto Craze. Ghosty, nice slide to keep himself alive. But Lunars finds a kill on the other side. He will eventually be isolated. Leaves Craze now to the 1v2, 23 seconds. And yeah, he's got a clear window first. And he is being wrapped by Sib. Perfect timing on this route from Sib. Yeah, and Craze isn't going to have time to make this happen. Nope. Nice job from Paris. Good read. I mean, especially your call, Jay. Just nothing's here. Let's go ahead and plant. Put the pressure on the objective.
Just no need to do anything extra. All right, we have top secret. We already showed our hand on the play call with all the stuns and nades they get invested over the archway. But just not allowing Surge to adapt off of that, because they were heavily banking on Craze's long route again. It worked in the opening offense, but on defense there, when you're going to go all the way through garage, especially when the bomb goes down, you're just starting that process. It's about 15 seconds before you can even get to the opposite side of archway. So when all that time is being killed, when the silence is still brewing, Paris, no need to sweat. Tie game.
Here we go. Big hit for Paris defensively up top towards the windows. And down low. Astro, though, caught off. Joda seems able to find the trade immediately. Gets us to an early 3v3. High ground control looking decent for Paris. And yeah, Vancouver have had to back away and find some other medium to try to approach this attack. And Joe's going to find the bomb carrier in Nero. Bottom staircase. This is a very problematic moment for Vancouver in a 2v3.
Yeah, and he was able to pick up a Hellstorm too. So Joe still gathering a lot of information. Was able to spot out Mamba. Doesn't want to force the one-on-one gunfight because you know your teammates still have the advantage. 50 seconds to go. They got B on lock. Let me just play A.
Well, here comes the first play. Working your way through this Paris defense around A. And honestly, I was going to say maybe Mamba caught some timing there, but it gets red, and then Joe seems able to find one up top. So Hellstorm locked. Paris starting to roll. And Vancouver are now, well, I mean, down one, but it feels like more than that with the Hellstorm lingering.
Yeah, it's just Paris have flipped the switch, man. Aggression has been the answer, or quick decision-making. Not allowing Vancouver to think. Offensives were quickly getting the bomb down. Defenses were not giving you any space in the middle of the map. This is just what you want to see with this Paris lineup, with the SMGs that you have, and the amount of gun skill that they possess, regardless of the position. Joe is on 7 in a row, looking like Jalen Brunson last night.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to make the Knicks reference. Here we go. Hellstorm dropping in. Paris through garage. Are going to get a free plan at B. What are Vancouver thinking in terms of retake? And Mamba will drop to the Hellstorm. Not ideal. Meanwhile, long route for Joe Deceives as he's got some information that the high ground positions of Vancouver are the biggest problem spots, if you were to even call it that. Here comes the retake, though.
Gotta go quickly because Joe on the back lines is gonna make you pay for it. Cannot locate kill number 9 in a row. But it's Craze left in a 1v4, and the Genomates are starting to run away with Hacienda, Al. That's just way too much of an easy play call. You allow the guy to get a Hellstorm, great. We're going to use it on offense, the side of the map, which we struggle on, to open up that B side for free. Because just simply off of where Joe calls that in, allows his teammates to understand, as soon as we get that opening kill, as soon as we get that bomb plant, Joe is working that late pitch. Next level search and destroy is being played right now from a new squad. Paris with 4 rounds in a row, dominating so far.
Yeah, it's been really clean. And it's, I would say, like, dramatically different from what we saw the other day versus FaZe. Like, it doesn't feel as structured in the way that they had kind of approached, especially their mid-rounding when they had numbers advantage. This feels like the tempo is just a little bit changed, and maybe some of that is just kind of knowing who you're playing against. Oh, this time the defense getting under some pressure, but it's full high ground control. Joe's able to get around the backside through closet. Find one in response to the opening first blood, but Craze provides another. We have a 3v2 for Vancouver.
Yeah, they have information now on a Ghosty. So just gonna retrieve the bomb in there, man up, and not waste any time on the objective play. You're gonna plant it over for office. You're gonna have so many different spots you can watch it from, but don't get caught if your Mamba. Joe finds another.
This timing could be crucial. You have to feel like from this position, Joe knows he needs to move up towards office, but I think Ghosty was thinking the same, and he gets caught. And now timing is going to go against Joe. The clock running out. First one's clean. Now you got to know where Lunars is. Only 15 seconds to play.
Planted it
he
for
has guessed correctly, but the problem is Lunars was very patient. It's planted for office as you calm, and that's enough for Lunars just to sit back and wait for the right time to check.
Yeah, it's a good blind counter play there from Vancouver. All right, Paris, what do you like to do on defense? Take secret hallway, so we're going to go to the opposite hallway and open. I just hope that we can catch you off guard. Sib commits onto the first gun, fighting through bottom fountain. The team shots are good enough to eliminate him, and then when Joe finds the response, Vancouver in the positions that they had, still able to walk away with that trade. So perfectly played to plan it for the right position, to give yourself time to work with, to rotate out, rotate back in, and eventually stop the bleeding now, 4-3.
Yeah. It's a big round to win right there.
Oh, yeah.
Coming off the Hellstorm loss, put together something clean like that, shut down Paris' aggression. Yeah, you love that if you're Vancouver. Gonna have to put 2 together in a row, though, at some point. Why not here? Well, that's why. Sib's able to find first blood on De Niro, puts pressure over towards the defenders who actually are in a good spot to possibly contest this bomb at B. Just comes down to will they actually commit for it or not. Joe's able to get the bomb down towards and finds a huge win versus Mamba, but the job's not done yet. Or maybe it is. Joe gets another incredible second, hits the water. And Craze is thinking, where did he go? So now it's Craze 1v2, not gonna get through it. What a play from Joe Deceives. Holy cow, that's special.
Hit him with the step back as soon as he got the bomb planted. And this restores 2 people right after. Mr. Do-It-All here on Hacienda Search and Destroy. Pretty sure he's already tied the record in the CDL for #1 in slaying department in search. But Joe is getting away with murder. A 4.0 KD here at map 2.
The first one's insane. It's just the fact that, for me, he catches Lunars, who I believe is at full health. Over the top of the bomb head, he doesn't miss a bullet. It's all headshots. Rings his bell at 29 HP left. Now Paris defensively getting aggressive, already have fountain control. And of course, they don't hear anything at A, so they know that this is a very quick B hit. And yeah, very wisely, they will kind of give some respect, not just to the office window, but also that back staircase, knowing that this route is open. And Estrel's found first blood. Joe Deceives now behind the play. It's going to get, whoa, maybe Mamba for free. Not quite. Mamba stays alive. That changes everything in this 3v3.
And there's still 30 seconds left. Craze was just at Bow House, and now he's swimming his way back over to the opposite side of the map. So hopefully he chooses the right time to jump up, or you're going to walk right into the pre-aim. Now a 1v3, and they're already on it.
Well, Nero over the top finds the first, almost getting the shot set to the second, but Joe's right there to follow up, find the kill. And Paris, another really solid Hacienda search. It just feels very, I mean, I don't know, brother. It feels very different than the one that we casted on Friday versus FaZe. And I think some of that is, again, how they played it, like what opponent you're playing.
Yeah.
You know, for against a Vancouver team, especially with the lineup that they have now, they're going to try to run a little bit. Plays with some tempo, catch you off guard. FaZe is not really that team as much. Like, they'll hit you with some early aggression to try to get numbers, but then they're going to take their time and play their numbers out. Paris, I think, are very, very aware of what they did, and Joe Deceives gets 18 in the math.
Yeah, that's the record. Right
Yes,
there,
sir.
Joe's able to set it. 3 weeks on a new lineup. Single-handedly just dominating Vancouver. You can just tell by the way that he was playing, he had no remorse for human life on the opposite side. I'm running around the middle of the map. I was inspired a little bit yesterday by Nixon 5, and Joe Deceives comes out today and said, all right, we've been struggling to search and destroy, but this is why you pick up a potential MVP candidate on the season. He just went off.
That's insane. Wow. And that was a map that started off pretty 50-50.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. So, Sake convincing for Paris. Same for the Hacienda search. Exposure coming up next. And kind of like the Des was talking about, this new roster has not played Exposure Overload yet, but it feels like these guys have a brand new ceiling set up, and it's about 10 times higher than the last one. Good stuff for Paris to get things going, but it is Exposure coming up in the backside of the break. We'll be right back.
Champs tickets are on sale now. Come see the best teams lock in for this season's grand finale in fabulous Las Vegas. All 4-day passes come with early venue access. Head to FazeVegas.com or scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Go pick up the 2026 Call of Duty League Championship Tracer Pack. You can support all 12 Call of Duty League teams.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL.
FaZe fans, the hype squad in the front row, they make it to nearly every single event. That poor guy that hit the deck today outside the venue, is he here?
Saw that. That was tough.
Hey! What? That poor guy ate concrete for breakfast. Tough one.
Wixel, so they're just going to have to slide in with ARs.
Nice little deep shoulder coming through. Oh! Wow! No way! He gets the one through the drop, and then welcome back there, friends. We have got CDL still coming, but if you have not been paying attention to Twitter, Challengers is worth keeping an eye on. It's been fiery today, and it's going to be fiery on Wednesday and Thursday. Challengers Elite Season 4 will come to a conclusion as we are down to our final 6 teams in both EU as well as what's happening in North America. North America especially, Jay, it's been an interesting season because you look at the bracket, some of the teams that have been at the top of the North American Challengers region find themselves fighting for their lives a little bit earlier than you would have expected, and it's Cabal who actually find themselves in the upper bracket final with the Telluride Bush team who are coming off that Atlanta win.
Yeah, every time we talk about Challengers, this one specifically, knowing that Cabal were the last team to qualify, they are undefeated. All in every single one of their matchups. They look like one of the top dogs with a bunch of players who haven't really had a lot of success all season. It's just sometimes we always say it out, the perfect recipe for success is a team that nobody wanted. And if Cabal can come out and potentially win that elite, you know what it's going to do to the pro points? It's going to shake it up for COD champs. So it's anyone's game, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, the end of the season for Challengers is going to be insane. We still got 2 spots up for grabs at Paris for the Challengers finals, then everything else comes down to pro point dispersion, and then, of course, EWC, if it's anything like it was last year, we had Challengers teams come out and really give it to some of the lower teams in the CDL. Right now, though, I would say for both these 2 squads, Paris is in a spot of, well, we need to boost our stock and try to find a way to be a championship contender. And I would say outside of a couple of unfortunate losses, one being to Riyadh, the other being a map 5 to FaZe, they've shown that this team is well improved from what it was before. On the other side, Vancouver kind of doing the same thing, just in a very different way. Like, when you're dealing with teams like you kind of talked about, like no one really wanted us, that's kind of what Vancouver's been this year, is just collections of players of we didn't make it with the players we wanted to play with at the beginning of the year. And, well, you take a look at who's kind of the lobby leaders so far in this particular mode, and it's a pretty decent dispersion between both teams.
Yeah, everybody able to get their captures. You heard the Desh touch on it ever since this new Vancouver lineup has formed. I know it's been historically their worst game mode, but they currently found themselves on 2 wins in a row. And I feel like a lot of that is due to the slaying presence that they're able to bring in this game mode. But for Paris Gentlemen, the new lineup with the new and improved SMGs on the season, they have struggled in slaying and overload, but that shouldn't be the case anymore with these guys.
No, it shouldn't be. And whoa, Estriel almost able to give us a special little mini 1v2 over the middle of the map. The Litters puts that round, and now you've got Vancouver starting to move forward, not just the middle of the map, but also with Craze taking a nice early aggressive route through B. Sim shut down, and honestly, Craze could sit here and move spawns around now, but the MP will fall and hold on a second. You win this battle at mid. Joe might just be off to the races. He still very well maybe. Can anyone get the angle in time? Joe bouncing off the wall. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Styling a little 360 through the goalpost. That's enough for Paris to find the opening score.
Yeah, and I'm wondering where the communication is for Surge, because you took care of every single player besides one. And with Craze basically guaranteeing that the left side solo was going to be all cleared on out. No one locates Joe, and he camps the corner and steals the first score away. So if you are the Genomates now, who already have gotten the goal line stop, let's see if they can potentially set up score number 2 with the listening.
He's gonna be deep right.
Enter Wiggle Jeep. First guy. He's like close up now.
Oh shit, nice.
What's up, Dad? I'm Jeep.
You got it. I got it. Boss.
Nice, good job.
We're good, nice. We're missing
going
Mamba going to be cut. It should be crazy here. Should be crazy here. We're getting our server, okay? We're gonna be front server.
I think our close
I'm gonna get server. Can't pitch my low. No, you're good. You're feeling dead. I have your low, Joe.
I'm near close fight.
I don't see him long. Here time.
Getting long. Close fight.
One pitch here. Top server. Mamba. Still up there. I blow.
I'm sitting all left. 1 HP. There's 3 left. 3 to left.
Absolute.
Absolute tick.
I trust you, Joe.
Front of the wall.
Front of the cross tree. I need the low. They're slowing down.
I need a cross. Watch out, Dan.
All weak as fuck. All one shot. All actually one shot. One more close left. Pipes. Close left. I promise. Yeah, I'm a big recon. He's gonna be close.
It's crazy.
I'm wrapping left. You're good. I'm pitch before. Okay. I'm running back. I have your zig.
I have your server pinch. You want to come back?
I'll be right. You can pinch to the left. Wait. Come in. Could be pinching. Yes.
I thought he's server. Oh, he's a DP2 thing.
I pinch him. Yo, I'm gonna
say one.
I'm pitching. A PT thing. 2 mid. 2 beacon. Beacon. All 3. Last 2. Beacon. One's weak. 2 of them. 2 there. One's weak. Close back. Yeah. I'm Beacon 1 shot Lunars. Our corner. You ran in there. Keep firing.
I was long. I was sitting long.
Okay, boys.
Same middle or long.
I'm going left. I'm thinking. That's right. Wait for Day to pitch. He's there, hop. They're hop. Let's go right. Let's just go right. They're hop. Go right. Go right.
Out the ring.
Stop, Mamba.
Go there. Nice.
Go out or go out.
One out of right.
Out of right. And then take top from con.
Out of Lunar side. You're good.
I got a jump. I'm back server. One shot.
Crazy.
One shot jump. I'm playing one straight jump. One straight. Inner, come here. We're missing our spawn. Lunar's in one.
Very hot.
Jay, when was the last time you saw a map that was 3-0 and overload and one of the players on the team that's winning is 1-8?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it yesterday. A team was still winning and a teammate was 0-11. Big shout out to the Thieves, but right now, I told you, this is why you bring in this caliber of SMG duo. Because even with Sib currently struggling, the SMGs are finding very impactful kills around the map that is leading to this 3-0 score that you have. And now if you were to general mate, you're looking to get score number 4. EMP is already off the rotation, and Joe, as the lead blocker, is yet to be contested.
Yeah, Joe's just going to sit here to see if he can catch somebody defensively, either rotating through mid or trying to stuff a defense up close and personal at panels. Ghosty gets one, Joe gets another. Now you can be off to the races. All 4 guns are up. You know Nero is here, and he's going to fall. That is a very easy half of overload right there for Paris. And it's so strange, too. Because like, even when we were just jumped into the list today, I was just like, a really good opening look for Vancouver. They just get a little bit blindsided by the EMP rotation, and then there's just no one home defensively, and that just leads to Paris running things away.
And you can just tell a lot of that is due to just the communication on the opposite side for Paris, because they are in sync. For a roster that just made a couple roster changes, you can tell these guys are flowing in that listening. Joe deceives and providing his 25%, but Ghosty really leading the way. Grabs the EMP, hits a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of dance, a little juke move, and just tells his teammates, I'm going to show face here, but we're going back right. They are on point. They are a four-man squad just dominating the game.
Well, let's switch the sides and see if Vancouver can muster an offensive look. I'm sure the time of possession would not be friendly right now to them. Astriel is able to kick things off the first blood. The early route for Sib over towards the panel side of the map. Astriel mid-map, not going to be able to find the trade on De Niro. So all of a sudden, pressure here for Vancouver. They've got the numbers. Ghosty's still alive, and he's able to shut down the EMP carriers. That stalls Vancouver considerably, mostly off the name of the fact that both Paris can get back defensively with their SMGs, which have been ripping them apart.
Yeah, and every single player from Vancouver were nowhere near that EMP carrier, so you gotta take care of Ghosty, fight the trade, and now fight back for mid-map control. And as soon as you go for that wave, you lose every single battle. Now an instant offensive opportunity here for Paris because no one is gonna be here to stop you. Just fly on in, hit the wall bounce. A nade is good, but this is still gonna be 5-0.
Yeah, this has been pretty perfect, honestly. It's like every time you need to put together a response, you're getting the exact right reads. I think you're absolutely right. Just to kind of tilt and point over towards the communication, the coordination has been very fluid. And outside of a couple of special doubles from Mamba or Nero, this has been a kind of a runaway map right now for Paris, who now have control of the EMP again. And it's just going to be one of those big moments of run through the hellstorm and make a score happen at B. And they already found first blood at Nero.
Yeah, this is gonna be guaranteed. Astriel just hold that left bumper, make sure it's slow and steady on the way down, and it's gonna lead to Paris already up 6-0. There's still 3 minutes and 20 seconds on this second half. We might not need it, just because Paris are just dominating Vancouver. Like, they can't get out of spawn now. This is not fun.
This is not fun. No, it's not. And it's not getting much better as Nero tries to find some sort of an opening through mid-map. 3 are dead. Last one left is Lunars, and he shows himself over towards the bottom side after was able to win his first, and Nero shuts down Ghosty playing forward, but Joe's right there, nearly finds both of the aforementioned players, but the EMP is grabbed. Sib going to show that there's a rotation over towards B, but there's really nobody else here with them. May not need it, though. Ghosty finds the first, and Sib can still keep himself alive here at panels.
And he already spots out the player right in front of him. The pistol's not good enough that long distance to take care of Lunars, but you still got a Joe Deceives running right behind you, and an Astriel on the opposite side setting up the pinch. He wins his one. Sib, that's an unfortunate team kill, but it still might lead to score 7.
No, Joe not able to quite find him. Sib finds one, recognizes there could be more defenders nearby. Wins the second, picks up the EMP, slides on in for score 7. Holy cow, what a play from Sib. And Paris just keep packing a punch. Yeah, I'll tell you, I know that the opponent right now is just a Vancouver who's off of a change, but this team looks so different across the board in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, their hard point game is on point. Their SD looked a whole lot better, especially when you're going to have one player just going 18-4. But in this overload, I know Surge have been playing great in this game mode as of recent, but this is why you add this extra amount of firepower to this lineup. So the scoreboard can look like this at the end. Still a minute and 45. You still need one more score to cut this series a little bit shorter. But yeah, if you're Vancouver, let's maybe start thinking about that next series.
Yeah, very well, maybe need to. Mamba and Lunar's able to find a couple here, maybe providing a chance to create an offensive look, but EMP will reset back to mid just as Lunars and Mamba will fall. Now advantage on the map over to Paris. Cray's a slow map here, trying to find something to at least keep maybe a hope alive, but 7-0 with a minute 15. There is no real true hope here. It's not mathematically possible. So really good map from Paris. 25 and 16 from Estriel, but you called it again, Jay. It's just the SMG duo just brings such a different dynamic to this Paris roster compared to the one prior. Pardon me.
Yeah, it was just an issue for them, like in this mode. I know that they had Neptune, I know that they had Envoy, and it's no like discredit to them as players because they're both phenomenal. But it's like when you pick up this caliber of slaying presence, because Estriel, especially towards that later half of the season, has been outstanding, and then Joe has been one of the MVP guys, MVP caliber players all season long. So you put them alongside with the likes of Ghosty and Sib, you're bound to see some success. And this is good to see if you're agreed to, because this is the form you want them to be in 11 days.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just another one of those situations, too, like you come off of, like we talked about earlier, a couple of losses against tough teams. You know, the one in particular you look at versus Riyadh, the other, of course, the map 5 versus Vegas, where, honestly, again, you were a point away from 3-0ing. But you don't want to start in the lower bracket. That's the biggest part about it. So it's like you don't want to have stressful moments in your last 2 series that really shouldn't provide you much stress if you want to be a championship caliber team. And at least for now, you kind of clean off the hands. Easy sweep, easy 3-0. Paris, quick triumph.
I'm gonna look real quick to see who they have to play for the remaining matches in this stage. Just Boston is the last one? Oh, yes.
I think so,
you are Paris, you should be feeling the utmost confidence to guarantee your winner's bracket spot. And that should be the case when you have this caliber of team going into your home event. But they complete the 3-0 versus Surge. Everything that we saw from Surge can still be true. Like, they have improved ever since they made their roster change. They have been pushing the teams the distance. But you give Paris a little bit more time to polish their gameplay, that's probably what it's going to look like.
Yeah, man. And I just think it's another one of those things that when you look at a player, like we kind of know what kind of a player Ghosty is. We know what kind of a player Sib is, just based on his career in the league so far. Estriel's one of those guys, though, that like in challengers before he got picked up the first time, dominant. Like he's got that flow in him. Like you can see when he catches stride and the game comes to him, he can take over. And we saw flashes of it, like on the Minnesotas of the past, but it didn't really feel like he was the guy. Like, you could build an entire roster purely off of Estriel. He's a great component player, like no doubt about it. I think the role he played last year really showed that. And now it's just really revitalizing to see the potential of a player like Estriel on a roster that has the capability that Paris does, and to see how it all just comes together like this.
Yeah, you got to be happy. I spawned alongside Joe Deceives, who's an MVP. Sib and Ghosted, he already hosted a trophy. So Estriel is waking up every day, happy as hell.
I'll say. That stash is looking good. I'll tell you that much, too. Thanks. Back to the desks as we finish off match number 2.
You won't match his handlebars in Paris, Allen.
Nope.
Had to try for it. He's a good-looking man. Let's break down what we just witnessed. Honestly, I just wish we could go back and watch Joe Deceive's screen for all the search and destroy. But a 3-0 as expected. The Gentlemates walk away with the W. Let's visit the overload first. I thought we were going to see 8. I thought they were going to finish this one before the buzzer. Allie, 7-0, a blowout to close out this one.
I mean, I think this just kind of sets the story of like what Gentlemates can look like at their peak, and I think Alan and Jay touched on that incredibly well, because it's like this is half of essentially of a new team, and now we got an opportunity to see them against a team that they should be doing exactly what we got to see in this map number 3. I mean, complete dominance, complete map control. Sib barely had to spawn in because it just felt like Joe and Estriel were not giving them any room to breathe.
Yeah, you know, where this team, where they made these two changes, bringing these SMGs, they clearly want them to contend with the best SMG duos in the world. And when you think about, our top teams and how they're playing, like when Optics at their best, Shotzi and Hook are frying. And, same thing with LA Thieves. BZ and Hydra are frying right now. So you get this dynamic duo. You're just playing catch up to those squads right now. But this is a great sign where you can draw a line in the sand versus, teams that are below you, where you blitz them 3-0s. So Gentlemates right now looking good. Just got to see it against some of the top teams.
Yeah. Vancouver looking elimination bracket bound unless they can clean things up. They're running out of time, and of course they're out of time for champs. Dan goes with a little bit of an emote.
2 emotes.
Wow, that's a lot of
Why
movement.
the rest of that is so locked in?
You said the Euro step. That's a travel.
That was during the game, I'm told.
What?
That's
Final 15
insane.
seconds, he was doing victory laps.
I would be furious
I would not
if I'm Vancouver.
have expected that from Dan.
Styling on you.
What? Is there beef?
Yep.
See, that's how you know somebody who truly doesn't care about running up their stats. Look at Estrio and Joe. They're locked in these last couple of kills.
That's why he's gonna play the game.
Fun in the mates camp. We've got Joe Deceives in our Monster Winner Spotlight. Mr. 18, talk to me about the giggles in the Paris crew.
I mean, yeah, we're just having fun over here. We're playing a team that, we're way better than. So it's just about, playing our game and just enjoying it. You see me, obviously Dan's over here doing, I don't know what he was doing in the background. I'm over here making sure nonchalant is over here smiling. We're just having fun.
Is Dan there? Can you ask him what he was doing? Because we had to show it twice. It was so nice.
What were you doing? You're asking. Oh, you were Euro stepping. We hit him with the 7-0. Euro step.
Except that was an egregious travel out of Dan in the back. Not one dribble.
Absolutely, yeah, we got to work on that.
I wanted to ask you, in the Search and Destroy, you hit flow, man. I see you smiling in between. You broke the record, so congrats to you. But obviously, you're just like a jolly guy in general. You bring a lot of good vibes. How important was that, though, bringing it to this camp, who's had a couple of struggle months?
Yeah, I think it's something very important. I think we actually talked about when we were on the way to a team dinner last night is how big vibes are to a team. I mean, it can literally make or break a team. And they've obviously been having they had 2 rough events and stages, so you could definitely tell the vibes are down even when you would look at their player cams after the fact. So I came in obviously I'm a great player and all, but I think the biggest thing is definitely the culture to the team, and that's just something I was trying to bring. And I feel so far it's been pretty well. We had obviously a week of challenger scrims, but I feel we improved so much. So hopefully nothing got caught, nothing happened during these past 2 series, and we can actually scrim pro teams and improve even more than what we have. So
I think you guys are clean. You guys are good.
And I really appreciate that angle because I feel we do get told a lot about teamwork once it gets to the end of the season, and vibes and getting a look into you guys and how you're handling that is really important, especially for the viewers at home. And going off of that, in that last overload, there was a couple of times where Estrio would pop a 3-piece, and I'm telling you, he didn't even flinch. He would just pop 3, and it was just all right, guys, let's just go to the next. What is it like having teammates like that? Is it kind of destabilizing for you? Because you're seeing that in the kill feed, and you're like, hello? Are you him?
I mean, that's just how Justice is. We were actually talking about it before the match. He's over here popping things up dead. He doesn't even care. It doesn't faze him. But he's insane. Justice is insane. Definitely one of the most underrated players in the league, if not the most. So, sure. I mean, it's definitely, I'm just yo, did you, what happened? What do you mean you just got 3-0? You act like nothing just happened. It's insane.
Does he get turned after at least when he puts up performances like that? No?
No.
Dead.
What a ghost.
Dead.
He might win the nonchalant.
Joe, final question for you. What's on the side of the glasses here? Was this a Gentlemate signing bonus? Is that another set of Prada glasses?
No, yeah, but it is another set of product glasses. Sadly, I did get it before the signing bonus, so thankfully.
Oh, it's just rich already from the previous contract.
Maybe you have to upgrade later on. We'll work on that, I guess.
All right. After you lift a trophy, maybe in Paris. Deal?
Hopefully, yes.
All right. Best of luck. We'll see you then.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good one.
That is Joey D, a.k.a. Joe Deceives, and he is quite giggly after a 3-0 over Vancouver. Alley, there is one more thing to do here, and that is award our Scuff play of the game. 18 kills in one search and destroy.
The dude just couldn't find him, dude. Throughout the entirety of this S&D, I think he was just feeling himself in his timings because it felt like every single round he was pushed up in their bottom secret and they just had no idea where he was. They literally could not find him.
I gotta talk to my boy Jay Craze. He's not doing this to me. As soon as I pull up the back button, I see he's got 10, bro. We're finding.
We're sitting in corners.
You
we're
actually have to
on the
talk
L
about that.
trigger,
Like, yo, this guy is catching fire. We have to find him.
14-3 to start the game. Ladies and gentlemen, there was no round 11. Joe Deceives gets it done.
He could've gotten 20 if we
kills
went
in
11.
9 rounds. Ridiculous performance from one of Ant's top 10 players in the league. We're going to break. When we come back, it's a battle of birds. We got Falcons, Ravens.
Oh, no.
COD Champs tickets are on sale now. Come see the best teams lock in for this season's grand finale in fabulous Las Vegas. All 4-day passes come with early venue access. Head to FazeVegas.com or scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Brought to you by America's Navy and the special operators who work in the shadows.
At COD Champs, the fun goes beyond your seat.
Welcome to Vegas!
If you're in the starter ranks, you gotta slide over to the iconic Vegas sign for a quick photo. Then drop into the playground made for adults. And then go swimming with sharks at the Shark Reef Aquarium. Now at the next level, full send the obstacles at Spy Ninja's Adventure Park. Then get active at Lake Las Vegas Water Sports. For the ultimate experience, take a helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon. Then jump off an 800-foot building at Sky Jump. And that's how you make your Champs weekend unforgettable.
You're better, bro. You're so much fucking better.
You're good. 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 You're
In cubby, I'm Sean. Stay up, bro. Man. Man. Stay down. Just lay it. Live. I can help. I can hold the front. Hold the front. You're good. You're good. Stay down. Stay down now. Already front. Let's get in time. Bust up that. Absolute front. London. Nice. Boys, holy that P5 was so me neither. That P5 was no.
And you both just died to it. It was awesome.
Oh no, mamma mia! Oh my god! Mamma mia! Oh my god! Oh no!
Wow. You are him.
Oh no. How about you both?
Yeah, perfect.
I set up. Come on the stairs. Nice. I'm looking at you. Could be outer. Outer. Nice. 3v1. Nice, baby. Oh my god. I mean, I'm trying to scam it. They won't even kill me.
Back down, 1 HP. Back down. I'm lay down. I can do nothing for you. Back time still? Find across. No. Behind you. Give me that. Let's go.
Oh, if I just go heli that round, man. They won't do that shit.
Logan is a beast. I mean, that guy is... I feel like I got carried almost. I mean, me and Exceed are just giving comms and just trying to make plays, like set them up. But I mean, it felt like I felt like I just got carried. I mean, Logan is kind of just our space creator. Like he just finds a gap, runs it down, then we kind of play off him a little bit. And I mean, I'm just glad because I mean, search and destroy is like my bread and butter. My hard point has kind of been kind of ass. So like, I mean, I'm working on it. We're working on it. We're trying to work on it. But I mean,
puzzle pieces just trying to fit together.
Yeah, exactly.
That was Stanley and the Royal Ravens after a major upset earlier in the week, and now they're looking for back-to-back dubs. And to do so, well, it'll keep them in the running for World Finals. Allie, they are that team outside the door. They're in 9th place right now. They need to finish flawless.
They do need
these
to
10 points are huge. Can Logan, a.k.a. Lurks, lead the way once again?
Before the Optic Texas series, I probably would have said highly unlikely, definitely no. Now, after the Optic series, there is some opportunity here. I mean, you're talking about Riyadh Falcons that struggles to beat Optic Texas, so when you think about the triangle of death, technically, there should be a situation for Carolina Royal Ravens. The biggest thing for them right now is getting participation out of everybody during a series like this. You're going to need Standy to step it up when it comes to those respawns. And talking about search and destroys, they've been looking better in that game mode. They get a couple favorables in here. They've been icing up in these round 11. So there is moments of opportunity for Carolina.
And earn a maximum of 120 points the rest of the season. That includes the 100 points you get for winning a major, right, Ian?
Yeah, absolutely. That is unlikely. But I will say, if it's going to happen, this is a team that is on the cusp above you. You would have to win this. And they had one crack at this earlier in the minor, and they lost it, right? They lost in a Game 5. So for the Riyadh Falcons, you don't want to go to Game 5 this time. You know, you needed Pred to absolutely pop off. He went at a 1.3 in the series nearly, but it did go the distance. I will say the good thing for Falcons now is they can win Game 5s because X has been so good with the sniper. 7-3 in SD and Overload, and actually over the course of the last 30 days, he is the #1 sniper in the CDL. Shout out to Xnid. He's been unbelievable.
Xnid, my guy. The glow up has been incredible this season. Played alongside world champs. You're going to learn something, but that's just raw talent being exposed. There's no aim assist on the snipes, Allie. Let's talk a little bit about this team, though, because as much as it's important for 10 points to go to the Ravens to keep them in the running for Worlds, Falcons want to climb the ranks.
Yes.
And with Koi opening the doors for everyone else, Falcons could go as high as 5th place, maybe even 4th before we get to that major 4.
Yes, there's still a situation where Riyadh does not want to have that round 1 versus Optic or versus LA Deep. So you're right. They still are going to be playing for this points game. So when we look at the maps and modes and the big layout, Sake already to open it up. I don't really love that for the side of Riyadh Falcons just because of what they were able to do versus Optic Texas, which wasn't much. They got almost 100-point clubs there. So maybe trying to add it to their map pool. Hacienda, S&D here. We haven't seen Carolina in it in their last 5, so maybe they're trying something new. So this is a big, this is kind of a big question mark layout.
Well, they played the Sake last time, and it was not good for Riyadh. They got cooked on that map, 250 to 176. So you're feeling good to kick things off. For Carolina, your win condition is probably to take that respawn. Because when you think about Overload, it is difficult to beat Riyadh in Overload. They're a top 2 Overload, top 3 Overload team on the entire season. So got to win map 1 and get it done in those S&Ds.
Go ahead and follow in my footsteps. I choose the Falcons to kick things off.
This is the bird battle. But I'm going to go with Riyadh. I think it's cleaner this time. 3-1 Riyadh.
I don't think it's cleaner this time. I'm going to go with Carolina Royal Ravens. I love when a team's back's against the wall. This is do or die for them, and I think they pull out something special.
Rosalie, you realize you're 5 back. This would put you 6 back going into majors.
The analyst
you're
does not
running out of
realize
time.
how many I am back on the prediction
Just
count.
to point out, you were in the lead.
I was.
All right, we got to catch
And then
this
Paris
ready.
Chalamet had a little bit of a rough stage 3, and
But
now we're
Paris are
heading into
back.
stage 4. They're back. We're going to major 4. I'm fine.
The problem is I like Joe, and he's on Paris.
Chip and Study are back, too. Hey, guys.
That's some major copium right there out of Alley. We'll let it play. Jay, I think this is an interesting one because I think just the recency of watching Carolina yesterday. Yeah, I mean, hey, things are really coming to life in the 2-3-5, but on the flip side, Riyadh has looked pretty good everywhere. Obviously, they dropped the series to Optic in the minor, but outside of that, they've been pretty darn solid against some other really tough opponents.
Yeah, that was the only one that threw me off, man, because before that series, I remember we cast them on previous series, and we were like Falcons without a doubt sitting that top 4. Like, they look like they have it in every single game mode. Everything was clicking, but then you run into Optic on a high note, and you get 3-0. And then everything I thought was almost out the window, but you have a chance to make up for it here going up against Carolina. It's not like Carolina, though, are going to be an easy win. These guys have been testing every single team that they have gone up against, and yesterday, taking the likes of Optic down in a 2-3-5 fashion. I know that historically, Falcons have dominated here, but Ravens have been feeling good.
And this is a bit of a rematch when it comes down to when they played at the minor as well. The Sake and the Gridlock are 2 of the 3 opening maps, and I'll say Carolina
were battling really nicely on the Sake hardpoint when they had played before. They won it 250 to 176, but we're already jumping into the mix. Carolina from the quote-unquote unfavored side, already finding some preferential treatment at the bar. Must have had some cash waving in the air. They get quick service, and that's enough for the first 15 seconds, plus maybe a little bit extra to go their way.
Yeah, and if you're Carolina, I wouldn't want to play them if you are any other team in the league, if they're able to at least get their hardpoint game to 60-40. Because I feel like when you look at this roster between Fire, Exceed, and Standy, there's really not going to be a lot of pressure there. So Lurks has to overcompensate, and you know that the guy is willing to do that because he's already sitting at 5-0. Yesterday, he drops 100 kills plus in that series versus Optic, and he has been one of those shining rookies.
107.83, a near 1.3 KD against Optic. Not common to see something like that. But he was, I would say, the key reason why they were able to win that series. So on the flip side, as much as you can sit here and praise Lurks, you also need something else out of the other three to really show up against another tough opponent here. For now, Riyadh in the hard point for P2. Really solid looking setup. And this is great from Exdid. First blood comes through, slows down the hit from the front, allows an opportunity for Kismet to peek his head, find a kill. Spawns should still be good, and they will be as Celium jumps into the hard point.
Yeah, Pred just gets the info on the last player, crossing through the front door, so it allows your teammates to reinforce right back into the warehouse. So to soak up this final 25 seconds. Carolina are just knocking at the door, though. They're not going to be willing to give this up for free. And this might come back to bite them because now you should take some space if you are the Falcons to potentially flip them on out. But they don't. So Ravens give it a good punch, but can set up now at noon.
Looking like Kismet. Oh, timing to get up top of this mantle could be key. Pred's able to find Lurks, who was weak initially. Exceed quick shutdown. That actually changes the route here from Pred. Waiting for help from his teammates who are still spawning over towards the P5 side. Over the top of the bar, nice shots onto Fire. And that was going to lead to now an opportunity to kind of gate crash the front door. Celium gets one. Sees another player inside the hard point. Waiting for his teammates to 3-2-1 hit this, but the pinch is on the way. Standy right there, and it's a four-man feed. Carolina able to hold.
Yeah, this is where Carolina can show what they can do in a hardpoint game. Off the rotation is good. Their hold percentage is up there, but their break percentage is what really is holding them back. They couldn't find a break at the P2, but this has been a perfect response here at the P3. So 30 seconds to play with. Exceed with an NPC trying to just get on out. Be a nuisance, create some extra space, and this is ideal if you're the Ravens, because now you can push on out, and Falcons are going to spawn over at Rock.
Yeah, and you've got an opportunity for Exceed to hit a long route early. Backside dojo if he so chooses, but is feeling weary about where Riyadh are rotating from, knowing that this last 20 seconds is a guarantee. And there's some info. Kismet to the backside of P2. Flipping out, Pred's able to find Exceed on the exit. Standy, meanwhile, has cut right through mid-map, but is only able to go so far. Shutdown is in, and Riyadh are going to have the opening time and the opening look at this P4.
I was curious if I heard a Hellstorm. I did not, so all of the Ravens' first push is going to be right through the front. And this is just not going to lead to much success here because Celium is locking this position down. You have pressure coming in from mid-window, and the first wave already gets shut down. Now Ravens got to work on a long route.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be with 30 seconds remaining on P4. As you've also got, Kismet watching that mid-pinch. But Celium drops inside the hard point, forces Exton to watch two things at once. But as he finds the opener, everyone comes off spawn, and they know exactly where Carolina are trying to manifest this last 18-second break from. Shots a little bit off for Kismet, was trying to reposition, gets caught on sprint. Sexnid only able to do so much, but the last player inside the hard point should be double challenged and is. So, a tie game here. Heading over to P5, and the first gunfight there won by Kismet. Huge win, Falcons with the advantage on the new hill.
Yeah, so far this game has been all about who wins rotation is going to be able to lock down the hard point time. And for now, Falcons have their first opportunity to change two hills in sync, going from the P4 to the P5, but they lose the back line. So now Fire, alongside all of his teammates showing pressure through top well steps, are just going to try to push them back and then retract through the front.
Yeah, nice route here from Lurks, finds one through mid, now helping out on the hard point itself. Low health pull out of Pred for the one, but can't turn around to find Celium, who's on two in a row. Make it now 3 in a row for Celium. 5 total in this light, but 3 on that break attempt. And that's great stuff for the Falcons. Ravens push back, and we'll see how Carolina try to calm this one out with a row of Ravens listening.
We should bully. Time.
He's still boxing. Never died.
I'm close. Close right, guys.
He's back to back.
One shot.
Front boxes again.
We can note that.
I'm hitting around.
Boxes are there's two.
I'm hitting around.
One stone, two times. He's already gonna be out main. He's gonna be out main. I flip Kiss.
Every window here.
I flip. Give me a second. I have a pinch.
One's probably gonna pinch us.
Exit dead, guys. Yeah, one stone on me. Stone. MC.
Yo, get time.
He's going main. He ran at main. MC.
He's gonna be out the way. I got pinch. He's doing RP one door.
Two main, guys. Two main.
Two one door dead.
Left pinching that 2. Go. Got me on bridge.
Bridge on.
Last guy's
Window, jump some window.
Window.
One shot window, you backed up.
Window, dead. They're flipping, by the way. Yeah, they're getting split. They're getting split. Stay time, I got
Every P under. Two under, weak. One's going bridge. One is going bridge.
Ready is bridge.
Yeah, one rock, guys.
Low
wine. He's going bridge. Yo, two.
There's two top already. There's 2 wine.
One guy's P2.
Wine.
Don't worry, Tommy, time it L.
L kids.
Time it L. I'm staying alive.
I've got wine.
I'll see kiss.
Or I've over now.
I spawn bridge, guys. I spawn bridge.
Square.
I'm just holding my rope pusher.
P1. I'm gonna off my spawn, I'm rapping to you guys.
P1, MC dead.
There's gonna be another P1.
Where's L going out well?
Yeah, heard. I'm
L, one shot kids, one shot L.
I'll be rocks.
I'm one bullet.
Let's look, he's close.
Milk, dead.
Nice. Another one.
Rocks, right?
Mini, another one top shack.
Top shack. I got you. Anytime.
Block the back.
Johnny front, two front. They're both running in it. Front door, two front door.
Yeah, pretty nice moment here, honestly, for the Ravens. A moment where they start to panic because the spawns are about to flip, but a couple of key kills come out in 1v1s, and the Ravens are currently in position for P2, but it's cut short. Kills from the front as well as the route throw on the back have the Riyadh Falcons in the time and winning the spawns.
Yeah, and this might be the most impactful break so far here on Sake. That might lead to a good chunk of time here, because Falcons are not going to mess this situation up. They lock it on up at the warehouse. They find every single kill in it. Even though they currently have these back spawns, now you have space to work with. One player from the Ravens is going to spawn out, and Celium is able to line up a double and earns himself that Hellstorm, and his teammates are all the way out. Oh, Falcons might have just won the game off of this sequence.
Yeah, they very well may have. You need to get these kills quickly. If you're the Ravens, they're able to find 2 from the front at P3. Accident the last one standing. Been a little bit quiet in this one to this point, but an opportunity to roar here as he finds one, gets damage onto the second, switches back to the pistol, but Exceed meets him, finds the kill. Carolina spawn in. Opportunity to get this thing back to a neutral game if they can just hold this, and possibly, if they can get a full 60, give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
And they find the opening kill too, so now this is going to allow Kismet to hit that go button. Hopefully timing goes his way, and Nick couldn't work out any better. Puts down shots onto the last player, eventually goes back to finish his food, and another break opportunity seized out of the Falcons. 30 seconds still to go with, and you know if you are the Ravens, a team that hasn't really gotten any time off of their break attempts, you can't give up this time.
No, you really can't. And it's kind of the same story that we were talking about from our previous series. We talked about if you don't win the rotation from 2 to 3, you're probably going to win the map. Same thing can be told if you win the rotation, but you can't hold your setup. Another win condition starts to be brewed for your opponent, and that's been exactly the case for Riyadh. Going to be up by right around 50, but as we rotate over to 4, Carolina will be there first. They will not have the spawns, though, in Hellstorm. Yep, that's a really good timing for Celium to get a read on where everyone is, and, of course, to clear out the hard point.
And look at where these spawns are going to come in now for the Ravens. All trapped in towards the dojo side. Just hoping your teammates keep them trapped in that position. Because even though you're not on the time, look at where Kismet is playing. I don't know how that's not going to be picked up of him being in the contest spot, but he only is able to get one, so Raven's able to manage that.
Well, Pred also drops fire. Nice double there. So the game stays tight. Riyadh not able to get a single point off that Hellstorm. And they're still really trying their darndest to try to get even a look at this hill with more than just one player who's in for the contestant. It looks like finally something will start to come to fruition. Nice shutdown from Pred. And the last player left will be Standy, frontside dojo. Dives into the hard point. Pred, though, going to find the quick trade, and it'll be Riyadh likely over the 200-point mark, especially if Pred can try to find a couple of extra kills here as we rotate to 5.
Yeah, look how much space they have, though, up on that P5 street. Basically forcing the Ravens to work the OE, work through right side to try to contest for those back spawns, but Kismet is locking it down with the M15. Not going to hit a different direction, but Lurks is still lurking, and that's such an important one-on-one gunfight because it instantly puts yourself in a position to take all this space. You got him trapped towards the backside of warehouse.
Yeah, and Exceed's going to have maybe a chance to shut that down, but Celium finds a double. Fires nade, top window, connects onto X-Nade. Still looking for Cell. Pinch on the way from Kismet from the other angle. Nades are starting to land. No trophy system to keep fire safe. He doesn't need one. Double up for him. Now an opportunity for the Ravens with 20 seconds remaining to possibly tie this game, or at least put a lot of pressure here onto Riyadh to consider, do they want to break for the scrap or rotate for the new time?
Bro, I can't believe that the Ravens are only down by 10 because Falcons have earned themselves a Hellstorm. They found breaks on P2s and P3s, and they're basically winning a majority of the rotations as well. But Ravens are still in this game, and they're also getting heavily outslayed. So now going into the third set, the ARs combined for 2 in a row, and now you're going to force Falcons to work on long routes.
All right, sit a little bit further forward in your seats, friends. We've got a possible barn burner to finish this off. Pred, lots of damage onto 2 players. Good routing here as he makes his way back over through elevator, finds the freebie onto fire, and then tries to finish off what he started on Standy, but Exnid beats him to the punch, and it'll be 220 to 200. Carolina spawning in a pretty miserable position, but they shut down Exnid quickly, and if Pred gets found out here on this delayed pinch setup, it could lead to just a burst through the middle of the map. But here comes Pred on the flank, able to find the first 2. Kismet right over the top of the bar for a third, leaving Exceed by himself. Nothing there. Riyadh can win on this hill.
Yeah, it's just perfectly set up out of the teamwork aspect from the Falcons. Kismet, you're the prey. Predator is going to go out and clean up the rest, and now you are influencing all of the Ravens to spawn in Africa. That is going to be map 1.
Yeah, really nice stuff. And yeah, I think you look at that map and say for Carolina, kind of the same things we talked about for Vancouver in their previous series is like you just have to do better on P2, P3, whether that's by rotating there and holding or by finding an opportunity to just not be broken so quickly. But
yeah,
that's the big difference maker in a game of that type caliber. Yeah, not being broken on P2 and P3, that's where this game was won and lost.
Yeah, but even in opportunities where they need to now set up breaks, just the way that they're doing it on the mini-map isn't ideal for your first attempt. We're talking about breaking in towards a P4. Our first go-around is 4-man through the front. You understand, like as soon as that P4 starts, this trophy system is now in play because that's that starting point when you start to earn them. So that gives the Falcons the easy job. All right, we were able to chain the P2 to the P3, win a couple gunfights to put us in a position over towards Dojo, but then you're not going to make us work harder on your first break attempt. You're just going to run right at us. That's not going to lead to a lot of success, but they still only lose the game by 40. So yeah, a little bit of better decision-making for Ravens in those crucial moments would have definitely given them the advantage here in map number 1. But for Falcons, you do the dirty work. Now for a team that's heavily based on momentum, whenever they min-map ones, they usually come out lights out map number 2. So Ravens, you got to be prepared here in this S&D.
100%. And yeah, and again, it's like the net time. You lose by 40, but if you just don't get broken on the P2 and the P3, you probably win by 40. Like that's just the simple facts of the matter of how that math would work out. So stuff to look at if you're the Ravens. A couple of great individual moments, but still the team focus and their ability to find dominant setups over the very key money hard points, the biggest issue. So now we look over to that search and destroy. It is on Hacienda. So there's an opportunity here to kind of get a little bit more information. I think especially on Riyadh on this map, their search and destroy this stage has been really good. They did lose a search versus Ravens team that was on Raid in the minor, and they lost a pretty bad one to Optic on Sake. But outside of that, I would say their Sake search looks good.
Yeah.
We know they've got a lot of reps on maps like Fringe from the last major. They're generally fine on Raid. It does feel like Hacienda and Gridlock are the 2 maps they would really love to be able to put into the map pool so they can be a little bit more resilient when it comes to long bracket runs, especially at pairs.
Yeah, whenever there's been new maps added to the map set for Falcons, they're always one of the first teams to get those reps in, and it's usually led to a lot of success. I just don't know if it's going to be the same amount here on a map like Hacienda like it is with Fringe, because Hacienda, you're expecting a lot of aggression plays to just retake through the middle of the map, and where Falcons have been able to shine in this search and destroy is just allowing Exted to use his sniper. So now you're going to put him back in that position to where it was basically early into the season, where he needs to be able to run and gun with his teammates to match that aggression on the opposite side. So the same thing could be said for what I'm talking about Exted for Exceed, because Exceed versus Optic yesterday in the S&Ds was outstanding with the sniper. But you have to be able to quickly make those adjustments of when is the right time and the wrong time to use it, because that could be the difference maker on a map like Hasi.
Yeah, and we really haven't seen much sniping on Hacienda.
Exactly, my point.
In general, like, yeah, it's just if you are going to use it, and this is something that we have learned from watching it back in Black Ops 4, like all the way back in that time period, was like you really only have the chance to use it back patio stairs or boathouse if you're on the defense. Offense, you're kind of just supporting a push by watching maybe like outer fences where everyone hits in, or like you're just kind of watching the opposite of where the hits come from. It just doesn't feel like you have a lot of opportunity to convert on first blood. So I think that point is a very strong one. Like, is this going to look like the Falcons of old? Or is there maybe something to kind of squeeze out of this? Because let's be honest, like as much as Exit's been great with the scope, he's also been unbelievable with an SMG in the last month and a half or 2. So I think it's just kind of what identity are we going to get from this Falcons team on a map like Hacienda when their search has been so good, generally speaking, compared to the average that they've put together so far over the league.
And off of the slice glimpse that I saw on the player cams, already the Bulldog leading in the comms. I know it's a new map, but everyone has had a lot of reps on Hacienda. So you gotta understand what it's like to set the tone early on, and now in Black Ops 7 with how fast you can get across the map, expect for the Falcons to be running and gunning. Pred, Exton, and Kismet dominating hallway pressure.
Okay. See what we get. I have to imagine that the Falcons are likely going to be trying to just double stuff their SMGs in that top window hallway as much as humanly possible. We'll see. It's Celium and Exton running out on one side. Pred and Kismet on the other. 2-2 split off. Cell just looking for information down the fireplace hall. Same can be said for Pred throwing shoulders at the window. This is just a contact defense right now for Riyadh, as Carolina's kind of playing a patient approach of their own.
Yeah, and this is what Carolina have been able to do in the 2-3-5 mode. Just slow down the game and allow the game to come to them. But it's already been 30 seconds wiped away, and Falcons have yet to show face. They have the entire map on lock. All they're waiting for is a little bit of information before they adjust.
Yeah, and this is the Ravens holding a lot of their own utility to try to get something executable, maybe over towards this A site. Whoops, you blocked your teammate with a stun. That doesn't help. Exceed does push off a defender bottom windows, though. And I think Exton's seen. Trying to push him off. Smoke will come through. Bomb will be planted.
I was attempting to go down. I think Falcons are trying to at least stop it before it eventually gets planted, but now it goes down. Standy gets the first. Celium finds the trade, but his Slurks gives them the numbers.
Yeah, that win is huge because now Fire can hit this route. Overthrew well. Celium's double. Insane. But Fire's able to win his battle. Down to the 1v1 with Pred. I think he may have saw the shadow. Fire backs up, nicely done. Damage is through. Pred, lots of damage of his own, though. Looking to go outside the lines. Fire separated the space and wins the battle. Huge win. And Carolina start us off with a dub.
Yeah, beautiful play there from Fire. I thought once Celium hit them with the tricked play, just 5-3 kills on the round. It's going to be difficult for Fire to clutch up in this spot, but got the jump onto Pred, and then Pred couldn't retract back to the bomb side to try to draw Fire back out. So he commits on the gunfight, and just a readjustment to slide from well back to the heady gives him a little bit of more of an advantage, and it allows Carolina to take the opening attack.
Yeah. That's a decent idea, though, I think, in terms of what Riyadh are thinking in terms of their contact defense. Just not trying to get too over-aggressive, play off the objective. It's just the trades don't come through that time around. Carolina looking for another 2-2 split defensively of their own. 2 over towards the open hallway, and Fire actually finds first blood into Cell through the window. So yes, Exton will get the plant off, but numbers in advantage of the defense for Carolina.
Now 40 seconds to work with for the Ravens, and a man up. So Falcons, you know, and a man down are gonna try to make a big time play, and Exton has now found the opening.
This is so good, good info, and he's got everything in front of him now. There's the first. Decent damage coming through with the pitches on. Kismet able to find one from the front. Looking for the other. Follow-up onto Exceed will work out with the pistol. And the last battle is over the top of the bomb site. Lurix weakened up past the reset. Doesn't have a lot of time to make this play happen. And he will not get through the first one he meets at patio. So really good bounce back there for Riyadh. Knowing they've got the ability to plant. And just a route off the post plant for Exit is so bold. But it wins them. Realistically, they wins the round.
Yeah, if you're Carolina, you can't allow that to happen. We got the first blood 6 seconds into the round. We had info that they had to be pushing over towards fences, but we were just a little bit too late on our rotation back. Because once that bomb goes down, someone needs to be in a position to at least spot them on the exit. You don't, and then you leave an opening right open at the dead center of the map. And the Exton is able to make the big time play. So all our offense is here to start off on Hacienda. Ravens going for attempt number 2, and this time it's going to be through mid-Falcon.
Yeah, and it's going to be a quick mantle for Lurix able to find one. The timing there is beautiful to find more, but it's ultimately a 3v1 situation thanks to the team damage that came through. Exton once again, though, gives him a chance. Catches the first, now to the 1v2. Post plant is going to be established over towards Rock on this B site. And I think Exton may have seen a very small sliver of a shoulder and is instead going to go all the way back through Art.
Might have planted this for bedroom too. Yeah, so this is only going to be tougher for Exton. You gather the information as soon as the bomb goes down, you force him to hit a different angle, and then you take the opposite side of the map away. Carolina. I was saying before the map started, it was just you have to prepare for the aggression out of Exton, Kismet, and Pred, but Lurks is still gonna be all over the damn map. Just jumps right up through the fountain, gets the first kill, and technically this should be 3.
Yeah.
Gets the round done there for the Ravens.
I love that. And that's just such a bold route, but once you notice that, okay, there's nobody throwing nades down low onto us, we don't really see anyone up top of the windows, all of his focus is just towards the timing of that staircase push. Works out nicely. Nades over the top as Kismet tries to be the first one forward here for the Falcons, flying onto B. Water route in play for Lurks. Secondary nades starting to come over to the top as Carolina will try to get some defensive pressure of their own on this B site, and that will be enough to sway Riyadh back over to mid-fountain.
Hey, they used a lot of attacks, though, for Riyadh now to show their cards that it's going to be still playing for the kills through the middle of the map. Exton gets the first, Standy quickly gets the second. So with 55 seconds left, Falcons have all of B side control, but it's Lurks working the pinch.
Yeah, and Lurks' timing onto Pred could dismantle this entire post plant, but instead he's going to go over towards Lambo, and yeah, the Falcons think they're safe from this position. Doesn't get the first kill, though, and what a bounce out from Riyadh. They know they've got a little bit of assistance from Pred, and Exton will find the trade to fire. But Standy reconfirms the position, finds Pred down low at the fountain, and Lurks, even though he may have missed his window on the cell, will have plenty of time to defuse.
Yeah, Sully was probably raging after that round.
Same.
Because like 3v2, we have the jump, we have the post plant. All we have to do is watch in front of us and through mid connector. But the fact that Lurks is able to get behind him and force him to reposition, he's probably raging at Pred like, what are you actually watching? Because that was his job to hold down that spot. But Chilex lurks through, and he causes an issue. Carolina take the defense.
It's a big round. 3-1 now. 4 in a row for Standy after the last couple of kills go his way. And Carolina are wasting no time with at least an opening set look towards B. And here we go. It starts to unfold. Defense nowhere near. Kismet may have a chance to throw a little bit of utility to search out some info, but this, I would assume, would lead to a plant. And yeah, Trophy System goes down, and Sandy will plant the bomb.
Might be time for someone to hit a water route, because, you know, tacs aren't going to be useful here. And every kill you allow Sandy to get is only going to allow him closer towards that Hellstorm. So Kismet going to start to swim. It's already been 15 seconds gone.
Well, here comes the setup on the retake. 2 from mid. Damage and shots out from Stellium. Kismet just looking to mantle up to the wall. He's able to find 1 before being traded. This post plant now is purely over towards Checkers, but you still have to clear this position out with only 15 seconds left. Stellium finds fire. Lurks last one left. Almost able to double down, but not quite. Stellium has hopped for the defuse already, and they'll save that for Xnid, who is on 2 in a row. And that'll get the Falcons back to within 1.
Yep, it's just Kismet reading the play early on. All right, here, trophy system's going down. They use a lot of tax, and we also can't use our tax. So we have to catch them off guard. And it's Exton who gets the first kill through mid connector, draws the attention, and then Kismet catches the timer for kill number 2. This allows your team to take the map control that they wanted. And successful on the retake to now only be down 1.
I haven't really seen a lot of focus for either team up towards that top window position yet. A lot of action over towards B. Kismet's going to just dive over in through the archway to A. Shows some presence by tossing both nades, and then now he's out of there. And honestly, Lurks may have seen this. So Carolina are trying to isolate, and they will find the quick kill. No chance for the plant as of yet for Riyadh. So they're a little bit stuck here in a 3v4, and Pred's going to commit to the water route.
Yeah, you're just going to wait for Pred now. But if you are the Ravens, no need to do anything else. You know exactly where they're going to send the play in, so with the gunny, you got to fly.
Yeah, well done. Pred gets 1, so its position at Boathouse is now known. The bomb is dropped over towards B. And Pred would have to get the ace and the remainder of this 1v3. And the window peek from Lurks is going to be enough for them to fly out and find the easy kill. Nice stuff from Carolina here in the Hacienda.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, man. That's just one of those rounds that plays right into your hand. Like, you get the first blood to Kismet, who's working the opposite side of the map, and you know that he is the playmaker for the Falcons. And if he's the only one here, then most likely the plays on the opposite side, so they gather that information and are able to get that first blood very quickly. And as soon as that kill goes down, you looked at that mini-map, Falcons started to panic because they were thinking about, all right, let's get this bomb planted. We got bottom one. It's going to be all good in a 4v4 post plan. But once you lose that first player, you have to watch mid doors, you have to watch flank, and then you just get trapped over on the opposite side. Ravens with a quick decision to understand our advantage. Now that we have the first kill, it's just to send it at Rock with the gunny. And now they're up 2 again.
So another pivotal round required here for Riyadh. Standy's seen, bottom secret. Play up towards the double staircase, though, will be shut down by fire. So first blood, once again, goes the way of Carolina. Enough freedom here for Exceed to attempt to plant that A. Salim not in a position to find the contest nor the exit. So tough 3v4. And yeah, I was going to say Exnid hasn't been as aggressive in this round. He has got the sniper. Sees the shadow and jump across to keep them safe. And with another dropping, it's going to have to be Exnid with the pistol. Finds the first. Maybe a chance to gain some separation. Tries for the quick scope to lock that one in. 22 seconds, but cannot get back into the connector. Carolina on map point.
Hey, you just can't do anything, man. The sniper isn't really hitting. It's forcing Falcons to be uncomfortable. They instantly put themselves in position to take fences away, get the bomb planted, and then another first blood. That was the reason why Falcons sucked that search and destroy in the beginning of the season, because they couldn't fix that column. And even though it's the first time we see them play Hacienda here, now allowing Exit to use his snipe, it's not leading to a lot of success in the opening duels. And this might be the last time we see them play this.
Yeah, I get it. Like, you're trying something different, not just in the map pick, but also Exnid in that round in particular, using the scope, but doesn't feel nearly as comfortable as Sake had at the beginning of this qualifying stage. And now Standy's just trying to run it down. He's going to find all of this space through art. Staircase control, window control. A is safe. Pred seen over towards top double. Exceed trying to get back to a little bit of safety. It looks like he'll have that as Exnid and Salim are working for B.
Yeah, you're basically forcing the hands of the Falcons again to commit over at this B site. So if you give up the bomb plan, how do you decide to retake this? Standy has info onto the first player. But it's this water out again from Lurks.
Oh, Nate over the top lands on to Exnid, so now 4v3. Contact here, big for Kismet. Puts pressure on that open hallway. The Lurks, water out, seeing all the shots come through. Now just down to can you mantle? Can you find the timing? He gets the first. Here comes the help to support for the second. Last one left. Kismet does find 2, but cannot find the third. Fire puts it away. Carolina come back with a huge response on the search and destroy.
Yeah, they just were the more proactive team on the map. Falcons looked like they didn't want to make any mistakes. Obviously, it's their first rep here on Hacienda, but they just seem to be uncomfortable. For a map that the Ravens have yet to play, just the game plan was a whole lot better. You started off with the slow and steady wins the race. You hit him with the mid-round adjustments, with the aggression, and then just understanding, all right, we have early first bloods. That means we have the numbers, so let's continue to use our teamwork for these retake situations on defense. They get 5-3 in the first blood column. And for players like Pred, who used to love himself some Hacienda, they don't really have a good one there.
Yeah, that's tough. And I think it's just kind of like you mentioned, you know, the search and destroy in the last 2 months, and even talking to Kismet about it, has largely come by way of, like, I don't know where Exnid's scope has come from, but we're loving it. You find yourself in a map where you just aren't able to find that same kind of success, and I think you're very right. They need to readjust their mindset, maybe just for this map. I think you can still trust what Exnid's doing with the scope everywhere else, but on Hacienda, it looks like they're missing out on something. So first bloods largely tell us a lot of the story of how that search and destroy goes, and now we look at the overload in a 1-1 series when we come back.
Black Ops 7 returns to the Esports World Cup this summer. Scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Brought to you by America's Navy and the special operators who work in the shadows.
Marnie, your top guy.
Wait, I think they're probably working, eh?
Yeah, they have Deddy, by the way.
Nice. Sheesh, bro.
Good
Hold that.
Sheesh. Oh,
bro, my POV that.
RCXD out.
Yo, these RC cars, please. I don't care if you get a fucking RC car, you do not call it in, bro. Ignore the thing. Do not call that goddamn car in.
Scrap sitting back. It just doesn't feel good. They've been able to clean up one. Scrap is just waiting. No way.
Oh my god. All right, well.
Oh.
Chat, don't clip that. Don't fucking clip that.
Skies dies, and then in a 3v4, effectively, New York Subminer slid on through.
You just the staircase. We're gonna be getting pinched. I have no ammo. I have no ammo. I have to push up. Yeah, you just push. Dead. Umbrellas. And just don't line up with me. I had no ammo, bro.
Dude, that's so tough, bro.
I had no ammo, bro.
Vickle now. Last one up.
He's got a trophy though, right? He threw a trophy out. He threw a trophy out. I think this might be too slow. Either way, he got it. Oh, he does get it. Yeah, it was too slow. He gets it. He just hops it right away. Nobody checks the bomb.
But look at the route. Welcome back there, friends. We are taking a look this time around at the EMEA side of the late stage 4 playoffs. And how about those boys that showed up at the Pro-Am and said, hey, look at us. We might be in Europe, but we know how to fry. DK and Ethan for a minute sitting in the upper bracket final have been unbelievable. That's just stage 4 playoffs, but I tell you what, they have been doing it all stage long. They're playing up against Project 7 in that upper bracket final. That's going to be a good one. This Submit team, it's kind of got the same story as a lot of our North American squads. It's like, who are these guys? And where have they been staying at? Because they got that sauce.
Yeah, you just got some young guns, followed by a veteran leadership in Denza. The fact that this Ethan guy continues to shine, because you saw him at the Pro-Am. He went up against the likes of Optic. Every single map, he was going out there getting his kills. But the more that this guy continues to play Call of Duty, the better he is performing. Him and DK outstanding on the EU side. And I hope to God that those guys get their wrists, even though they're playing from the their chance, even though they're playing from the opposite side of the pond.
Yeah, it's so true, dude. And we will see them at Major 4 on their side of the pond. But speaking of Major 4 and how we're getting there and how some of these teams are going to be finding themselves in terms of the bracket overall, for the Ravens, the win yesterday actually sets up a really interesting narrative, because when you look at the schedule overall, I think you look at a new team, you don't anticipate a win versus Paris, you don't anticipate a win versus Optic, and you probably don't anticipate a win versus FaZe. In fact, if you were just to take all 5 of these teams at face value, you would say this is probably the hardest stretch as a Major 4 qualifier stage that you could possibly have. But now 2-2, possibly at worst, you're looking at this like, wait a second, we're chilling. Especially if you win this series versus a Riyadh team that feels beatable. Who knows? You can find yourself in the upper bracket somehow if you're Carolina, who are 60 points right now behind Miami.
Yeah, that's what their biggest focus is, to still have a fighting chance to make it the champs at the end of the season. Because you know there's only 3 teams right above you that you could potentially catch, and you're in the midst of a series versus one of them. The difference last time around in this overload was a 1 score. It was on gridlock. It was just a little more slaying presence on the side of the Falcons, and that's usually their win condition. But from what we've seen on gridlock, I think the biggest thing that you need to focus on is not allowing people to get lost. Because you can get 3 kills. You can have all the map control in the world. But if you leave one person alive and he's in position to stop that EMP carrier, it's all for nothing.
That is correct, my friend. Kid's been going to jump on over and just be in position to, well,
take a lot of damage. He doesn't really have a chance to see too much from that spot. Long route from Pred's turn to develop, though. Carolina looking for it, but Exceed has missed the window, and the timing very well may lead to a couple of freebies here for Pred. Only finds the one. Carolina still slaying and putting some pressure on the overextension of their own, but Lurks does not tally Kismet, and the quick route that's trying to be developed towards B now has to be reset up.
Yeah, now you got to rotate it on out. At least stand your ground because Falcons are going to apply all the pressure in towards the showers. They find an opening kill with the frag, but now the gunny is clicking for the Ravens. Exceed finds 3 with the MPC, and now they have a chance to score 1.
Yeah, sure looks that way. Just going to have to find the last kill. Standy's able to find 2. Okay. There it is. First score for Carolina. Gets through the hoop. Standy's still alive and has a chance to watch the rotation now for Riyadh, but as he double back, that's Selim who meets him. And it's going to be an opportunity here for Riyadh to try to win back middle of the map. Stuns, nades, moving their way over the top. Fire in some trouble, slips away, keeps his life a little while longer. And that might lead to maybe a window for Exceed, but Pred fills the gap, finds the kills, and now it's all of a sudden looking like a Riyadh chance to score.
Yeah, and Lurks must have just lagged out there because the EMP is already out of this position. So you got to quickly get back into the play. Thankfully, your teammates off the respawn. Fire is able to locate a double. So all of that hard work the Falcons just achieved is for nothing. Here we go for step 2, round number 2.
Yeah, indeed. Big battle over through shower side. Extend on the cross, able to find some damage. Follow up from the Falcons looking good. You just need to take care of Standy. Push out is working out, but the spawns are right here. That's annoying. You think you've done everything correctly there for your Riyadh, but the spawns for the Ravens will give them a defensive hold, and now all of a sudden they've got 3 dead and a chance for a counter score.
Yeah, that happens because Standy just finds 1 kill before falling. Gets a kill, influencing the close spawns because you know where the press is going to be. Carolina get the stop. Now trying to turn it into offense. They strike first with that frag. They find another 2 kills as well. So the last player is not even in a position to stop this. Pred gets taken down. Carolina, you blink, they're up 2-0.
Wow. Yeah, nice route coming through. You just kind of force it forward. The spawn time, it doesn't work out for the defense to get back into position. Exceed still putting some pressure on towards that B zone as Carolina are in position to possibly grab again. But they've lost numbers on the outsides of the map, so you got to play for a couple of kills first, and Lurks will give you the opener. I think a couple of shots from Pred did come through over towards Hole, so you know that he's there. Kismet will drop on the backside of the play as well, and if Selim drops here, you've got another chance for Carolina to create something up the middle of the map. Nice shots from Lurks, 3 in a row. Looking for more as he pushes forward, but Kismet shuts him down, and that will force Fire to back away.
Yeah, this is back on up. Go back to shower. So far, it's 2 for 2. We're winning on this side of the map. You might make it 3 for 3 because all you want to do is stall out time. Exceed again. Gonna make the big time play. Locate to double. Now you have the advantage. Let's go for score 3.
Yeah, Cell will drop. Last one to possibly contest this will be Pred, but he doesn't have the angle, and this has just been a runaway through the top side of the map for Carolina. But really outside of 1 3v3, the Falcons have barely had any map control of that top dojo position, and now they're having trouble getting through fire on the backside of their spawn. So another chance for Exceed to tally the possession arrow in favor of Royal Ravens. And if you get another elimination or a piece of timing here from Lurks, this might lead to a 4 score and accelerated half.
So you need to get the stop if you are the Falcons. Thankfully, with Exit connecting with that frag, it's going to slow down their aggression. Still allow you a chance, but this is how Ravens have been getting their scores, waiting for you to make the mistake so they can strike in and get the effective trades. It's still a 2v2 for Showers control, but Ravens have the advantage.
Yes, they do. Looking for more as Lurks. This is where he thrives. Timing off the reload. Oh my goodness. 1 more to grab. Lurks, are you kidding me? 3 for him. Exceed for the score, and the halftime comes through in the blink of an eye.
And now the leader's advantage is going to feel so good here for the Ravens. So you don't give Falcons any opportunities to even think about a score. So many times where the Ravens just kill the noise and allow Falcons to think that they have free space to get away with. And then when you take that risk and you allow Ravens to get that first kill, the trade effect, the dominoes start getting knocked down. And the Ravens right now, this is why they're so good at like search and destroy and overload, because they have opportunities to slow the game down, and this is their play style.
Unbelievable half. I mean, and it just comes like if you were to have like a heat map over the positions that Riyadh were able to live in, it would be their spawn and a little bit of mid-map. They had no control at all of Dojo really at any particular point. Outside of a couple of routes down towards the long street on the bottom side of the map, they really didn't have a chance to put pressure on the Carolina spawns at all. Carolina just looked like they've got a manhandle on this man. Lurks may just be doing it himself. Another shotgun moment for him. Off the regen, slips past one member, but a quick correction from Kismet finds the kill. But Carolina's still controlling the EMP.
Yeah, they just keep on losing track of players, and that's allowing Ravens to dominate mid-map because they're just putting so much focus on the outskirts, trying to locate where these SMGs are. The Falcons now do get the stop. It's already been a minute wiped off of this round, and if you are the Ravens, just play for that map control because we have it on lock.
I'll say. Kismet holding through Dojo. Carolina able to get a player into small and another one backside Koi. Standing in a spawn on this position as well, so Carolina have the numbers to defend this. Just waiting for the next hit for Riyadh. Trophy systems are down by the look of it for both teams. Pred gets to you the opener though. Now he just has to be the tip of the spear. Tries to make his way through, but Standy and Lurk shut that down. Sullivan for one in response, but you have to win these battles outright. And that's enough for Kismet to at least get him on 3 in a row. Sully one more, but now it's just not a can he deal with Lurks. He's been unbelievable. First one comes through, help is on the way. Does he get both? No, not quite. Exceed keeps the defense kicking, and Carolina are still trying to reinforce.
Yeah, they're just trying to go right through the front door. No one working on an extra route to potentially have a different angle. And the Ravens just ready and waiting. No need to take any risks. We're up 4-0, and there's only 3 minutes left to play. Falcons need some playing some perfect overload. This might be the first time I see them in overload getting handled like this.
Yeah, I'll say. Chance here for Carolina. They're stacked up over towards driveway. Standy taking a little bit of a stun. And the Falcons are going to play this one from their spawn. That's exactly right. And wow, Kismet tries to be, you have to make a play, so he tries to. Not going to happen. Follow up, 3 dead. One more to find in the corner is Exnid. He's able to find, well, both players, but not before the score comes through. So Carolina now up 5-0, 2:30 on the clock. And again, the Falcons could barely get out of spawn.
Yeah, this is just not what you're expecting to see from the Falcons in overload. You got the better of the Falcons last go around. 4-3 was the final score, but this time it's been all out Ravens. Reset back to the middle of the map. Falcons need to start winning every single gunfight, but the most important around this mid-bus. So you can retrieve that EMP and try to get a score, but it's Lurks lurking.
Yep. And it's just, with this leader's advantage, he could just float for as long as humanly possible.
Look at him. They're just looking.
They know he's behind. Exton says, there he is, but I'm weak. Fred stalls. Some damage out makes Kismet's life easy. Exit another from the front. So here you go. An opportunity for the Riyadh Falcons to make their play over towards this B zone, but a nade lands. Standy falls through the small door. Kismet nade also clears some space on this front entryway towards the B point. But Exceed, damage out. Last one to grab his Pred. Fire pushing forward, finds the EMP carry, turns over to find a second. Last one an Exit, able to grab the EMP, but can't quite get there. And now with only a minute 30 of the clock, the Ravens can just cruise their way to a map 3 win.
Yeah, Falcons are already feeling the defeat here on Gridlock Overload. Because the Ravens aren't even going to attempt to retrieve the EMP. Let's just continue to slay, allow the reset to go down, and Falcons to think that they had a chance of dominating mid-map. Wow. This is getting ugly. They're getting battered. They're getting beaten the hell up. And the Ravens look like the better team that's flying.
I mean, we haven't seen a loss like this for Riyadh. And they've had a 1-4 loss to Optic. But it's been a long time since they've lost even back-to-back overloads, period, let alone that they've been blanked. I don't think they've been blanked at all in the season. No, they haven't. They've had a couple of one-score games, but there have been no results for Riyadh where they have not found a score. And it's looking like we very well may have the initial instance of that here with only 35 on the clock.
And I just think the Ravens right now are just matching the pressure plus some. Exceed this entire time has been running that third SMG. Fire just trying to beat the safety net, hold the long distance angles with the F-15, but he is running and gunning with his SMG duo. And that allows the Ravens to just dictate the pace of the game. Falcons are able to get one score, so they're going to avoid that scoreless status you were just talking about. But if you're the Ravens, again, another situation where you're going to try to put yourself in a position to win the 2-3-5, but the 3 this time around was just utter dominance.
Yeah, you can avoid the shutout, but you can't avoid the blowout. Easy smiles right there for Standy. 5-2, the final tally. But it felt more like 8-0 than it did 5-2. I'll tell you that much, because those final 2 scores are, they don't matter. Carolina's already talking about, all right, we got Colossus up next. Who's doing what?
Yeah, like, I don't know. The Falcons now found themselves in an uncomfortable spot. Because you just played this team not so long ago. What was guaranteed was the first 2 opening respawns. Every time you spawn in on overload, you should be the better squad. But it's just right off the rip of the game, you allow the Ravens to dictate it. Like SMG's getting lost. You saw it so many times on the mini-map. Falcons are just trying to play catch-up, trying to locate where this last guy is. And if he isn't showing face in the first 5 seconds, we're wasting so much time trying to locate where he is, where now his other teammates are making the big-time plays. Never have seen Falcons play like that, but Ravens now up 2-1.
Yeah, and I just think this, what we saw in the Surge, what we have here in the Overload, it really kind of enforces and validates what we saw yesterday versus Optic. That, yeah, these guys are doing the work on the objective modes. This comes down to, again, like if we were to go back to just talking about the Sake, not being able to hold their setups when they had them is tough. Like, you just, you know, okay, you got to have those moments. But beyond that point, it feels like they're still hanging even when they're losing hard points right now.
Yeah.
At least in the kill feed. Like, they're not getting completely obliterated, which is great news, obviously. But I think the more important part is, like, they're growing and building in a way that actually makes series against top teams winnable. By winning the 2, 3, 5 more often than you lose them, like, you're going to win a hard point every now and again. But if you're dominating like you are in the Search and the Overloads, yeah, you've got an opportunity to do some damage at the Major.
Yeah, because that could be your win condition. You can get the series done through the 2, 3, 5, but if you can add potentially a hard point into the mix, then you can start to close out these series a lot sooner. So the Ravens, without a doubt, are moving in the right direction to just be one of those teams that you're going to be really nervous to go up against just because of the play style and the different gameplay that they bring in Search and Destroy and Overload. Now going into a Colossus hardpoint, I think what the biggest thing that I'm going to take away of what we saw from the last map is Exceed running that third NPC. The guy ran it a majority of the entire map. So going into Colossus, it's got to be him in sync again with his other SMG players to keep up with that pressure.
Now, you say Exceed and you say Colossus in the same sentence.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone is still looking at this Carolina team and thinking back to that interview when they were like 0-10 on the map. And we're sitting here like, why do you guys still play this map? You can't win it. And Exceed sitting here like, I swear to you, it's our best hardpoint map. It's just like, brother, what? Because you look over the course of how the Colossus hardpoint has gone to this point, it's 4-11 for Carolina. But Lurks has been able to bring something a little bit more dynamic to the mix. He doesn't bring that extra slaying presence. He also jumps in the hardpoint a lot, which is great news. The objective kills in particular is something you need to keep an eye out for on the end of the scoreboard, no matter who wins.
Oh, yeah, Lurks is one of those guys that you know is going to fly and fry. He's been doing it all season long. It doesn't even matter what map it is. But Pred, this can be his playground. He's a guy who, alongside Kismet and Exton, and even with Selling being so difficult to take down at statue control, he can dictate this game. Colossus has been one that has treated them well, especially since the beginning of the season. So you put this map in this spot, you gotta try to win it to force that game number 5 where it's going to be Den, and that's where Exton can actually have his impact with his snipe.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That would be huge. Although, to be fair, like, you look at, like, what Riyadh have done on Den's Search. They played it a bunch, and they've had a couple of good wins, but they've also split the difference when they were at the Major in Atlanta. They were 2-2 on the map with a couple of bad losses to Optic and LA in particular. So, still feels like you can't be thinking about Exit in the scope yet. If you're Exit, you got to be in a position where you got to be that Exit that we saw all throughout Major 3, both qualifiers and in the Major himself, where it's just like, dude, I'm telling you, this guy has been the most improved CDL player in the last calendar year. Got to have that.
Yeah, big fan of Saud. I go with his chat every single time he wins and say, good stuff, kid. You keep on shining. He says, thank you, thank you. Because I know he's feeling good whenever he's getting his gas. But on a map like Colossus, Exton and his aggression and his snap, he plays with that NPC, need to be felt. But I just think if you want to try to force this game number 5, the guaranteed column that you need to have go your way is rotations.
That's exactly right. Something that was not really missing for the Ravens. It was the setups on the rotations that were really missing. But so far, good statue control here for the team in blue. Exceed putting pressure over towards the P2 side of the map already. And as Exit drops, Carolina will actually be able to get this right side of the map completely locked in for them. Ravens locking down even the line of sight over towards P4, and this just feels like the Falcons are kind of stuck at the moment.
Yeah, like just to see everyone at yellow steps and then say, nope, let's retract and go back over towards statue. Right now, not clicking the way that they want to, but you only give up 7 seconds off of the P1. You dominate statue control. Now with the aggression, we at least won one play from the Ravens out, and Cellium still winning gunfights.
Well, Clerks trying to hang on so Standy can keep blocking spawns. Standy's good for the opener. Here comes the chase, and he will eventually drop. So now you've got a nice moment here for Riyadh early. Nade over the top, though, lands out of Cellium. That's the hard point. Really now opened up. Pred putting pressure through tunnel. Drop down from fireworks out. Here comes the hit for Carolina. It's all from the front, which is the only real unfortunate thing, but at least there's no trophy, so you might have an opportunity just to flood with nades, and that's exactly what comes through. 2 will drop. Riyadh still spawning in and finding some counter kills of their own. Opportunity for the Falcons to reclaim his spread, able to find one up high, and that's good for the Falcons.
Yeah, they just keep the spawns. Falcons don't have to worry about anything else because the Ravens aren't working on P1 pressure, aren't working on the long route. They're just banking on their attacks to lead to the opening here for break. That's a lockdown setup there for the Falcons. Now going to be up by 40 points going over towards the P3. And if you are Exceed, yeah, start taking rotation because Falcons are already here.
Absolutely. Well, you've got Exceed in tunnel, just trying to defend that position right now. Finds Pred, who is trying to re-win that for the Falcons. Follow up, trying to come back over, as it's not going to be really all that present for the Falcons as they get pushed back. Kismet with an M15 now, is just trying to find the angles. Good win there and a fire. Knows he's got one up close and personal, but is waiting for a little bit of help, and he's going to get it with the right members nearby. Pred, Exit, trying to run in with the SMGs, but they're not really able to clear out that tunnel position. So yes, the Falcons are still winning, but Carolina are controlling the space around this hill.
Yeah, and they're shutting down these long routes trying to be developed on the side of the Falcons. So first 2 waves already shut down. Still 25 seconds to play with. And you know there's going to be no trophy systems if you are the Falcons, so you just want a stunner or nade to be the difference maker here to potentially get them out of the time. They're still slaying their way on through, but thankfully Pred hits such a great route. Flip the spawns at the right time. Falcons are going to win the rotation anew.
Yep. Pending that Standy doesn't make a mess of it by winning these gunfights through mid. Not enough presence to likely move the spawns around, but damage on the Kismet has Standy at least close to the front side of the hard point. Fire following up, and he's got an M15. He's going to have to lock down the shots perfectly, and it will not be enough to deal with Cell nor Kismet. Pinch from Lawrence also shut down. Nice play from Kiz. 3 in a row for him, and the Falcons are in control.
Okay, and this is what I want to see out of the Ravens. Because you know now that they have trophy systems in play, we have to work on long routes because our attacks are not going to be useful. So the Falcons, who are currently running up that score here on the money on P4, let's see what their listening sounds like to get it to the game 5.
Any RP1, help him front, help him front. One shot. Really go. One shot, I think. One shot, fire. Front, dead. Alright, no bien. One blue, nice. I stunned over you. I'm making sure you dead. Nice shot. I shield. Yeah, I'll block AG. You gotta play time. Oh, don't shot. I got a I needed the door. Two on you. Needed. How much? Time. Contest. One more door. Get time, suit. Go. I'm blocking. I'm throwing a dead nade there. One shot, I see one shot. Wallbang game. Absolute. One shot. The bang hill. 3 guys. 3 time. One shot. Help me. I need time, kids. I'm waiting for you. I should be hit the seal, kids. On time. I have tunnel. Everyone's chill. I got need it. Yo, play stand. I'm on the statue. I think hit you, MC. I should get test. They went left, bro. Left. Two left. Street. Last guy. Street. Nice. I spawned out. I'll let them spawn hole. They're gonna be front you guys. I spawned out. All front you. Standing go in front. He's in front. One more front, MC. And one P1. I don't see him front. I have the right. I'm busy. I have all the right guys. I don't know if we're blocking, brother. Nothing right, guys. All front. I have P1. Works weak on time, outer. One more outer. Nice, good job. Listen, everyone hold. I'm gonna flank the rod, okay? Take your time. Good setup. I'm flanking tunnel. Flanking tunnel. Good TP1. See, I left it. I think he's side door. Nothing P1, he said. One more. Watch the front. Nice.
Yeah, this game's getting a little out of hand here, Jay. And for the Ravens, it just has not been locked down enough for a lot of the same ways that we talked about Sake. Even if they're getting rotational presence first, they're still not getting into setups that are stopping the Falcons.
Yeah, it's just tough to break these hard points when they have trophy systems on these money hills and all you're trying to do is just head bash. It's just not going to lead to a lot of success, man. Falcons aren't doing anything crazy. All they're doing is dominating the right side of the map at the right time. And Ravens aren't doing anything extra to try to discipline or at least catch them off guard in their setup. You're consistently going through the front door, and at least here at the P3, it works for now.
Well, it's Carolina currently in control, a little bit more solid here at this second P3. 35 seconds would go a long way towards a potential comeback effort, but here comes the push down over through tunnel side. Standing in the way. Fire helping out and supporting, but he's taking a ton of damage over the top of the submarine. Can he find Pred first? Yes, that's huge. You also still have assistance from Exceed, who's continuing to throw shoulders on this close corner. Fire, though, only able to contest. And look at that little peek, Exceed able to find one, but shut down by Lurks. Returning back over towards tunnel, 13 seconds on the clock, and with leader's advantage, Riyadh are putting focus on rotations, gets who gets behind the play.
Yeah, that's what you should think. If you are the Ravens, we need to start winning rotation and not allowing people to slip on by, but it was Standy's shot to watch this cross from the P4, and now Kismet makes the big-time play. At the right time, Falcons flip the spawns, and if you give up all of this time here, or at least don't get an early break, it's going to be a GG.
Yeah, sure feels that way, and the Riyadh Falcons will shut down that early presence, give themselves control of the spawns, and look at the layering. Selling with an SMG up top. Just putting the pressure on, saying, nope, you can't come this way, and then immediately Pred along the back. Yeah, timing of that was perfect. Quad feed for Pred. And it's looking good for a potential map 5 here, Jay. 180 to 94, and Carolina have no hope at the moment of even seeing any of this back 25.
Yeah, they're just getting pushed back, man. You're dying off the rotation, you're losing your first wave and allowing Falcons to get those kills in sync to guarantee all that free space through the front. Blink, they're up by 100. And even though the Falcons are going to be trapped towards the backside of this P4, Ravens need P1 to P2 to get them back in it.
Yes, they do. Not unfeasible, but based on how the map has gone, it feels a little bit improbable. Long route being developed by Lurk, trying to cut off the play of P1 before it even develops, but he takes a couple opening shots. That turns the attention. He gets shut down. Exceed. Nicely done to find one. Stops some of the pressure over towards Statue, but Exceed is able to win the hard point battle. Fire following up. Good kills. And hold on a second. Ravens able to get some control of the hard point, but look at the quick double route around the back. Standy's got no idea. And once more, Selium and the rest of Riyadh are just playing the long game.
And that's only allowed to be hit like that when you have this much of a lead. Because you're expecting the Falcons to just continuously keep on running and gunning, but they can still dictate how this game is going to be played, because also Exnet has a Hellstorm in the back pocket. So for the Ravens, who desperately need time here at the P2, we got to watch these long routes, because it's the Predator again who strikes. And all he's looking for is one more player. He can't locate him, but it's a 3v1.
Yes, that's absolutely right. And at least you get Lurks behind the play. And it looks like for now the Falcons know about that thanks to that spawn that comes out, and Lurks will lose the battle. And that will likely mean that the rest of Carolina will lose the game. Another absolute masterclass, though, from the Riyadh Falcons in terms of rotation success, creating an extra lane in front of the hard point, not allowing breaks to come through, or if they are, it's only for a second or two before you regain. This has been pretty perfect for Riyadh, and now Exnid is just styling over the middle of the map. And we're going to go 5. Pending that Carolina don't have some miracle built in store. Nope, they won't get there in time. Clean Colossus from Riyadh.
Yeah, you're just not going to stand a chance at ever winning Colossus if you're going to play it like that. Yeah. Like, you're giving up a majority of every single rotation, especially the ones towards the money hill. Like, P2 every single time around went towards the Falcons. P4 every single time around, especially in the final 10 seconds, went towards the Falcons. The only time you were able to find success was towards the P3, just because you didn't allow the Falcons to work on those long routes, to find success through mid-tunnel, or even to cross over towards the boat, to not give you any time. But for the Ravens, man, a team who have firepower in their SMGs, we need to do the little things correctly to give ourselves a better chance, because that one wasn't even close.
Facts. Well, clean stuff from Riyadh, but can they win a search and destroy? That's the current question, because Carolina have been really solid in this last weekend in the 2, 3, and the 5. Just comes down to figuring out the basics of hardpoint. Take a look back over the game flow, and it pretty much says the same story, but visually of what we're talking about here. It's just all the time when we get to Money Hills, watch these little spikes come up for Riyadh. Both P2s, and we're talking 50 seconds essentially both times we were there.
And the majority of the time that they do collect is when they go over towards the P3. Other than that, it was all dominance from the Falcons.
Yeah.
It's got to be more textbook for the Carolina lineup. A team who loves to play at their own pace. It's just difficult in their hardpoint game because if things aren't going your way, you're just forced to play at a totally different pace in that one. So Carolina now gonna face another situation where they need to win a 2-3-5.
Yep. And again, it could lead to an upper bracket for Carolina.
Good.
Yeah, we said that. See what happens. It's Den. Search and destroy coming up at the backside of the break. Map 5 when we return.
Champs tickets are on sale now. Come see the best teams lock in for this season's grand finale in fabulous Las Vegas. All 4-day passes come with early venue access. Head to FazeVegas.com or scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Go pick up the 2026 Call of Duty League Championship Tracer Pack. You can support all 12 Call of Duty League teams.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL.
Can't win it on the point. Scrap and the boys get it done.
Back on the fucking desk, Clay. Back on the fucking desk.
You're fucking dog shit, kid. How did... Please, like, you're gonna check it, right? You're gonna check it. Oh, it looks one way. Homeboy's on the other. The magic man continues. Homeboy gets two. Scrap gets another. It's all on Nasty 1v3. I promise you, he's in that corner. It's in the 10th corner. It's Homeboy's corner. Oh my God! Pleasantries exchanged between squads.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday.
In honor of our Father's Day, we're going to have a friendly competition amongst the dads on this show. How many dad jokes can we fit in? Well, I have the opportunity to go first. So, Allie, let's take the lead right now. Why can't bikes stand up on their own?
Why?
Because they're too tired. Got her! All right, let's keep this moving, Nameless, because we got a lot to talk about starting here with the standing.
Stay on Spires. Play 2-1s. Take your life, dude. He's in. He's just running away. Just run. Fuck no, baby! Go. Come on! Come on now! Come on now! Yo, this guy was f***ing so much.
Welcome back there, friends. Let's take a look at where we currently stand in this map number 5, because for the Falcons, it's really just about positioning leading up to champs at this point in time. But Carolina are still fighting for maybe an outside miracle run. They would need to clean things up overall in Major 4 at
major for if they wanted to make their way into champs. But starting things off, I mean, they're 2-1 right now, and look at the company that's around you. Boston's 3-1. You win this one, you've got a head-to-head tiebreaker versus Riyadh. There's a realistic possibility here that Carolina can find themselves starting the upper bracket for a chance to make a miracle run.
Yeah, you just want to continue to push the teams that are above you back in those standings. You see Miami is one of those teams above them. G2 and Falcons are the other two. So the Ravens know what is on the line here. And they are happy as hell that they're going to be getting this game mode for this series. You know, Search and Destroy has treated them well. They are like one of those squads that play their own game. Like, other teams are really good at just instantly setting the tone with their aggression. No, these guys have a totally different playbook ever since Standy has entered the building. Because Standy has been one of those S&D guys, even back in the day, that provides so many different playmaking abilities. So on a map like Den, where Carolina are going to be able to dictate how this is going to be played, you can't allow Exton on the opposite side to be that difference maker, because on Den, he can get away with the boomstick.
Yes, he can. And we anticipate that 1v1 between him and Exceed very well may determine the outcome of this map. Good. I would say Den obviously gives you the opportunity, but we don't, I would say, often see snipers like dominate a map on Den. It can definitely influence and help you out for first bloods, but we'll see. Still feels like there's going to have to be somebody else, and I like that you point to Standy in particular. Let's take a look at what we got here. We've got Carolina starting things off on the opening defense with a heavy approach towards and through A. It's going to be a late wrap for Cell to watch this just from couches on the P2 cross, and instead of trying to play for info or kills, it's going to be Riyadh saying, thank you for the free B site, we'll play the post plant.
Now you got 40 seconds to work with, and you know that the Ravens have yet to show face anywhere around the map. So you're gonna retake it through Dojo. No trophy system's gonna be in place, so they invest in smoke to at least cut that line of sight.
That's good.
But Falcons just gotta hold.
Yeah, there's also nades that are clearing out these close corners over towards 10. Nice shots from Kismet, getting a lot of damage into a couple of different players, but he takes some nade damage, has to pull back, and that's going to be enough for Pred to show some play through mid. Selling him right there with him. Time is running out here for Carolina, who still have not been able to find the kills that they need. Team kill forced over towards the backside of the play at B, and the last one standing is Fire with nowhere to go. The late wrap from Pred is perfect, and it's an absolutely flawless post plant for Riyadh.
Yeah, Carolina are quickly going to make those adjustments on that defensive setup. We have to be able to spread map to gather the early info, because the way that the Falcons just played that, couldn't get any better than that. You invest your smoking it over towards Dojo. There's no one in the vicinity. You don't waste any time to get the bomb planted. And it was the one player who initially starts off by taking mid space, eventually backs down to allow that plant to go down, and then Kismet alongside one of his teammates sitting at Kabul draw the attention, allow for the rest of the players to just take mid-map because they planted it for that angle, and that was just perfect from Falcons.
Okay, well, Carolina's looking for some aggression towards B, but they're going to be met by some of the defensive presence of Riyadh. Smoke will come down. Lurk still playing inside of 10. Pred has stayed safe from just about all of this to this moment. Kismet, quick shoulder. He has an SMG, so he's just essentially trying to pull some of this offense into the line of sight of Pred, and that works out nicely for the first. He knows there's a second outside. That's beautiful. Such a good bait and switch setup just by Kismet saying, hey, look at me, I've got a sub, trying to push me. Oh, no. Clean. That is so well designed.
Carolina trying to catch them off guard. Oh, we have a chance to isolate onto Kismet. Let's send it into Dojo. But no, Pred is in a very good spot. Keeps his teammate alive and then gets a second kill. Just doesn't get any easier than this. Even though Kismet barely shoots his weapon, he makes a big play for Falcons to go up 2-0.
Wow. I mean, it's just, I don't want to say that that's a kind of a day one thing, but if Kismet's showing that he's just kind of throwing shoulders with a sub, you have to figure that someone else is nearby, or that he's just going to sit back and you aren't going to get a chance to play for the kill. See, trying to snipe through the smoke this time over towards B. That's enough information as Riyadh is playing for nades anyways, and that will mean, okay, sniper at B, we'll just go ahead and take the free A site now, thank you.
Yeah, selling the entire time was clearing out roofs. No one works the late pinch. Kismet spots them crossing towards 10. So no need to try to fight that, but this is a decoy play. You're drawing all of the attacks out of the back pocket for the Ravens. So they're thinking the play is going to be on this side of their bat, but now it's all going to fall into the hands of Lurks.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they caught information that Exceed also rotated there, and they're just saying, we don't want to play up against the scope. Very well may have been the case. Lurks
Dancing back, able to see that exit's nearby. Stun doesn't land. Nade being cooked may cause some damage, and whoa, it does. It catches all of Xnid. So good first blood. Lurks follows that onto a second. Tough gunfight here versus Kismet, but a lot of damage is in. That's enough for Standy to follow up for the trade. Cell, last one left. Quick check over the top of the bomb. Smoke making the visibility pretty poor, but he's able to find the first cleanly. He should know that there's going to be a push out. Wait, Exceed just kind of forfeits his life right there. And now Cell has the advantage of this 1v1 as he's got the timing, but he doesn't have the shot to lock down the kill onto Standy. Almost a catastrophic scam for Carolina, but Standy saves the day.
Whew, big shout out to the stand, man. Because if you're Exceed, all right, I know you want to play for the information, but he committed with the pistol versus Cellium with an M15. Probably not ideal going into the rest of this map, but the stand man in the right spot. Cellium would have loved if he would have gotten this second kill with the time being his best friend and just putting Standy in a position where he needed to play around that bomb site. But you play the 50-50. It's just a better gun in the hands of Standy. Carolina get there first.
I mean, if Cell gets the info off that jump up, maybe there's a chance for him to get that shot locked in, but Standy does avoid it, and now it's Exceed who catches the first sniper battle advantage over Xnid. Double setup here for Pred, and Kismet has to dissolve in the 3v4. And Carolina will start to make their move over to B. Smoke to block out the mid connector should lead to a plant, but Kismet actually may be able to see underneath this smoke that's kind of floating in midair. And that's actually enough presence to push off the initial diffuser, or pardon me, initial planter, but still a 4v3.
And now time is ticking. You know, those pressure from Falcons around the middle of the map, and Lurks already spots out Cellium. So in a 3v4, you got to take calculated risks, and Lurks still keeps the numbers in favor of his team.
Yeah, and Exceed now can just be the first contact point, just throwing shoulders. As long as you don't get absolutely bursted out of there. And Standy's now the last one left in 1v1. This time it's Pred on the other side. Up and over, Pred chooses right, should have predicted left. Standy wins another clutch 1v1 to keep Carolina in the map.
Yeah, it's a stand man. You're allowing them quick first bloods. Xnid with a perfect spot to try to gather early information and potentially get the first kill because he lined up the shot. So that was onto the guy that was providing the bait for Exceed. Exceed just puts himself in the power spot. Slides right up to Broken. Xnid turns the corner at the wrong time. Every shot you don't take is an automatic miss, but Exceed doesn't miss on his end. Carolina tied up.
4 in a row for Standy as well after the clutch. We'll get gameplay in a moment. They're coming.
He's got 2 kills. I can just tell. Look at how much glare is on his screen. Oh, forget it.
Aggressive push through here for Carolina over towards the P2 side of the map, but Pred's got space at mid as the pivot man, and this could be huge. Does Exceed try to check this? He does, but doesn't anticipate that Predator taking away the space, and Pred's looking for more, but only finds the 1. So good trade from Standy, 3v3, post-plant though in effect as Riyadh get the plant.
And Riyadh would try to do the same exact thing they did in their opening round by just having mid-map as the safety net just in case you lose Kabul. But Standy takes that positioning away. Now, Xnid needs to hit a shot and lines up the first onto Lurks, 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you know that you've got Standy playing behind the play. And now you've gotten to read on fire as well. Standy quick to rejoin. That will pull Kismet back to the play, but damage is just not fully there. Fire trying to force the trade's not going to happen, and Riyadh get away with a nice one there with a really key mid-round shot from Xnid.
Yeah, and a lot of our focus so far in this game 5 has been around this B site. Neither team willing to take a lot of risks over towards rooftops, but whenever you're planning B, it's usually due to our team having mid-map to go with it. We take a look at this angle again here from Xnid. Lines up the shot there onto Lurks, but with 30 seconds left in the 3v2, you know that Standy was still roaming. It's an easy post-plant victory again there for the Falcons.
Now smoke out early. Carolina looking to put some pressure on towards this bomb site immediately. But Pred has not a free angle, but he can at least contest some of this bomb plant from the middle of the map, and the trophy system keeps his nades safe, and that will be enough for the 4v4 to come out as Standy gets the bomb planted. Xnid not able to see anything on the exit. And this is a post plant for Carolina that's all leaning towards the backside of the site.
You can't relocate back to the middle of the map because you didn't plan it for that angle. So all you want to do is just stay alive, but Exit finds the first.
Okay, that'll help, but you still have to get through this position. Smoke blocks the line of sight. Pred finds one more. Now it's just down to Exit trying to push forward with the pistol, trying to set up his teammates for the rest of the kills. Kismet there for one. Lurks, has he done his job though? Sure feels that way. 1v1, fire damage out to the pistol for Kismet. Not gonna win the battle, and Kiz will get back to give Riyadh a 4-2 lead.
They just pushed them back, man. Invest the smoke grenade over towards the Cabo side, and then when you get that first blood to go your way, Pred is prepared for that route to be hit by somebody else. So he works through mid-cut, finds that second kill, and even though you turn it into a one-on-one, the smoke grenade isn't going to help Fire in that gunfight versus an NPC that up close and personal. But Excellent gets the first. You hit a lot of great shots, just the auto-aim not connecting the way that you want. And Kismet with 28 HP left gets the round there done for Falcons.
Yeah, and that's another round that, like, Carolina, I love the idea of it because Riyadh has pulled this on you a couple of times of let's see if we can get some aggression of our own, get an early 4v4 post plant. And it looks like it's going to work out nicely, but unfortunately, you don't find a couple of the key kills that matter as soon as that counter smoke comes through. So now the mind games start to shift a little bit late into this search and destroy. As information was gathered, Exton now has info that Fire's playing over towards pillars. Should lead to a plant here because you've got Pred in a really good spot to contest this position. Has Lork seen him though? Yes, he has, but the bomb is still planted behind this play. Fire able to push Exit off that angle. So hold on a second, you got a pinch play developing and Carolina have the numbers.
And Salim's gonna have his hands full on the backside. Bait and switch good enough for him to fall very cleanly. Now it's a 1v4, 1v nothing. Ravens clear as day. The better team there in that retake opportunity. They were just able to isolate every single one of those gunfights, and that's going to lead to a win.
Yeah, that's big for Carolina. I just another one of those rounds. This is the third time we've seen Riyadh play with some aggression to try to get the bomb down quickly in the first 45 seconds. And it looks like it's going to work out. You've got information on where Fire's playing defensively through pillars. You've got someone essentially on flank watch. You've got Pred watching the pinch nicely. But first blood comes by way of Lurks, able to see just enough of Pred. Fire pushes the angle away from Exnid, and then all of a sudden, you're kind of stuck on the outside of the rooftops looking in. That's just not a comfortable place to be in a post plant. So good response for Carolina. Now, though, the question of can you confirm a post plant? Because you've gotten 2 down by Standy, but you haven't really been able to hold any of these.
And now they're going to switch up the play call. Let's work for the first time over towards roofs, and Exnid is waiting with the snipe, and he's able to get out. Has more info, but is just going to lock down this angle.
Yeah, and I think if you're Carolina, you need to try to keep Riyadh interested with some extra noise or shoulders because you have to have Exceed be essentially the round-winning player here. No one is even anticipating this pinch. Noise has been created. Okay, Exceed, time to execute. Should have a freebie onto Celium. Follow-up should be good onto Kismet in the corner, but he doesn't get the read. He has to come back to the play. Kismet's able to find one, but the trade is there. Follow-up from Exnid, just a pistol in hand for now. Pred working with them, but that's an absolutely incredible save for Exceed. We're at a 2v2.
Yeah, they turn from nothing into something here with Exceed hitting that route. So in a 2v2 with 35 seconds left, you're trying to kill some noise. Force the Falcons to think that the play is going to be developing on the other side, but now time is getting away from you. We got to get it down.
Yeah, and this is such a good route from Pred. We'll have a chance to peek over the top of the bomb site, find the planter. Now we can just finesse. Oh, Exceed with a quick trade. 13 seconds on the clock, though. He's got to move quickly, and as he crosses, it's Exnid watching with the scope, and he will not miss that shot. Huge connection in Riyadh, that much closer.
And that's Exnid just being the confident guy that he is. You miss this shot, you give him a chance at taking this round away from you, but he knows what it's like with a sniper. He starts off with the first blood, he ends it out with the final blood. Don't allow Exceed to make the big time play, and now Falcons at game point.
Huge. There's just so many questions floating around right now for how are Carolina going to respond. Because for Riyadh, they've shown you that they can hit quickly, get the bomb down for early 4v4s. They've also shown you that they can trap you on some aggression of your own. And that might be the case here as Celium is just locking down couches. First blood goes his way. Delayed trade opportunity for Standy. You cannot give Celium a chance to reposition. 4v2. Riyadh could close out here.
Oh, but he does find one. And that is the most important player for Falcons because he's your bomb carrier. So now how long is Pred going to sit in this corner? Because he has cleared out this space for his teammates for about 45 seconds now. And Ravens might be able to get the jump on him. Oh, that timing.
Yeah, it's tough. But even though you might not be able to find the isolation onto Pred, you will be in a position to meet the other two Falcons potentially here at B. Nope, just kidding. We're rewrapping back around through rooftops. And you've got some sneaky couch control here. Good check from Exceed. 2v2. Exit still just has the sniper pistol combo. He hits that shot. You have to double him up. You cannot allow him to stay here. And Exit will just voluntarily reposition over to Dojo. So now all of your energy is going to be focused on clearing these spaces from not getting sniped. That you're going to be late, and look at the route from Celium. He's going to re-rep to play the clutch position up through mid. Exit just needs to keep his life here. He'll back away. And wow, Carolina are just trying to chase him out. They're going to be lost in terms of timing. Try to check over the top of the bomb, but Exit will drop, but they have no idea where Celium is. First shot comes through. He just got to make sure no one's defusing, and Cell will line him up and knock him down. Final two-piece comes through, and Pred's got something to say. Interesting.
Continue to have this matchup go your way if you are the Falcons. That is now 4-0 versus the Ravens. The battle of the birds is dominated by the team wearing a shade of green. And you know if you are the Ravens, that's such a tough loss, man, because any win that you can get is a big one, especially if at the end of it, you can guarantee those 10 points to go your way. But to lose this matchup where Falcons are one of those bubble squads sitting right above you in the same devastating fashion all the way into Game 5, that's got to be tough to swallow.
Yeah, that is tough, especially considering, like we talked about at the beginning of the series and through the map too, how good the search and destroy has looked for this new Carolina team. But here it comes up short. I think you were appropriately able to call out that Exton was a factor with the sniper rifle, just a couple extra kills, and some of them being very pivotal, not just like the easy one to call out where he gets the win on to Exceed in the last 1v1, but even a couple that just kind of reduce the numbers, reduce a hit down to a couple of the members. So he brings to the table, man, and I'm telling you, I think you're looking at a Riyadh team that's probably better than their map count looks like right now in this Major 4 qualifier.
Yeah, probably don't want to play any more Gridlock Overload. I'm pretty sure Exposure Scar has been treated us well, and then also Hacienda Search and Destroy for them. You might not want to play that because Exit is not the full Exit that has allowed you to develop your Search and Destroy gameplay on that map because you can't run a sniper. So Falcons get the job done, but still a couple of things you got to do on the back end to improve that map pool.
Well, our penultimate qualifier weekend is done. That's crazy. We've only got 3 more qualifier days left, and then we've got some tourneys. Oh, do we ever. Back to the desk to finish off the weekend.
Thank you, gentlemen, and congratulations to the Falcons. A narrow fight there for the Royal Ravens, but Allie, Carolina can't get it done.
No, unfortunately, they cannot get it done. I think those opening 2 rounds really just set them up for success on the side of Riyadh Falcons. It was a very dominant opening 2 rounds in that Game 5, and in a situation like that, if you're Carolina, it is tough to put your mental back into it.
As sexy as the snipes were, we got to give a big shout out to MacArthur for the series. Here's a look at your highlights from game number 5. Did Celium finish with an ace, Nameless?
I believe he did. He killed the 2 through bottom mid, then got the final 2 on the bomb. He was shooting this series.
Why are we flying bottom? And sorry, my bad. But like bottom while we're in a round win to lose the rest of the series is crazy. Continue it.
Yeah, I agree. That was a crazy play. But I think a lot of the late rounds, especially when Riyadh were on offense, like they were dying because they would give up mid and they would get picked from mid cut, right? So they tried to have a little bit of aggression towards mid if you're Carolina. Didn't end up working out in your favor. And a lot of these rounds, I mean, you saw Exit finding a huge snipe to give them the advantage defensively or offensively. Yeah. And because there were some clean picks on the side of Royal Ravens. Like they would get a first blood, but Exit would even out those odds. So everybody giving their 25% in this one, especially in this Game 5, with the play of the game at the end comes from Celium.
Here's a look at the play of the game from MacArthur. 5-3, he calls game out.
Yeah, this was just heartbreaking of like getting this first opening pick because like Ann said, I mean, they were just trying to get control of this bottom middle, but when you got Celium starting down the line and it's match point, I don't love kind of the solo child because there was no immediate trade. Second guy goes in for it, he gets slammed, and now suddenly you're stuck in a 2v4. That also was winnable, by the way, but Celium's gonna close that out with the final 2.
That is your scuff play of the game, but now it's time for your Monster Winner Spotlight, and we have the one and only MacArthur in our spotlight. How are you, Mr. Celium?
What's going on, guys? I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing really vibey. It was a long, grindful weekend. We saw a whole lot more maps than we expected. Were you surprised to go to another Game 5 against the Royal Ravens tonight?
I mean, I wasn't really surprised. I mean, like, obviously they're a good team, and they took Optic. Like, they beat Optic, so I was ready for the matchup, you know.
MC, it looks like you got your S&D bag back. You're playing, you know, a little bit more aggressive at times. What have you switched in your own game, seeing as you guys are finding way more S&D success recently?
Just being more involved. I think, like, just taking more fights. I think that's something that I lacked, like, in the beginning of the year, but I think that's something I'm trying to work on still. So that's it.
How do you guys get to, like, the next step? You guys have had some close games against Optic, but most recently wasn't that close. And this seems to be the one team that gives you the most trouble. What do you think you need to improve on to get to the next step, take them down, and get to a chip?
I mean, honestly, for me, I think it's just like the very small micros that like top teams do. I think Optic and Thieves do it really good, and I think like for us to beat them, it has to be that. So just the small stuff like in game, like very micro, you know.
Okay.
MZ, I want to ask you a little bit about your comfortability on this game and how you're liking it. So I guess my first question is kind of what's your favorite map right now so that the rest of the league knows to ban it so they'd never have to play you against it. And then also just kind of where this game lands for you, your comfortability on it, how much you love it, and how good you're feeling on it compared to games in the past where you've dominated.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I think for me, Colossus is my favorite map so far. And I would say this game is probably like not my best COD, but it's not my worst. I'm still trying to be like you know, like past Celium, but
yeah,
I'm working on it, you know.
You'll get there. You got a few more events to go.
Celium, we get to see you back in action on Friday as we have a final week of qualifiers. How do you feel in your matchup against FaZe?
I'm excited. It's always a good guy. It's always a good match with those guys, and all those guys are my best friends. So can't wait.
All right, we've seen a lot of your former friends raising trophies. I know at least one guy here on the couch is cheering for you in Paris.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I pointed to you on the couch. I also cheered for him.
Yeah, I think they can make a run. They just got figured out on land. Last land was pretty good. It's gotta be better here. And honestly, he needs to be the guy that starts to take over.
Right.
Because the rest of the team has started to perform really well. That was a good series from Celium. There needs to be way more of that.
All right, and as you heard from Jay, expand that map pool before you get to Worlds. We, of course, have 2 big lands left and a week of qualifiers. Before that, though, let's recap what we saw today. Did you know Toronto Koi won their game against Cloud9,
Thank
Allie?
God for that. I mean, it got close. We went all the way to a Game 5. I do want to show Cloud9 New York some love because I feel like while we were setting this up, I made the point of, you know, it does feel like they're closing the gap little by little. I mean, just given their
5-3 Game 5. Close the game, Allie.
I am being the sunshine that you sent me up to be, Chris, for the side of Cloud9. But on the flip side, for Toronto Koi, some turbulence in that camp. But thank God they closed this one out.
Bro, the Knicks won, and Cloud9 can't get a win. Game 5 of 5.
New York in 5. You forgot to finish the script.
None of these guys watched the final. I know for a fact.
They all fell asleep early last night. Not Kips, though. He drops a 1.2 in the lobby. Very awesome interview as well. People forget he's a rookie, man. He's playing like a vet. He's talking like one.
Yeah, and honestly, like, if we're being honest, he should be in discussion for Rookie of the Year right next to Neum. Like, statistically, he's been performing.
You don't have a trophy.
#1 search player of all the rookie class.
Bombed out on land. Neum hasn't bombed out on land yet.
Top three back-to-back. Kips is in that discussion.
Not with you, Ant. We're blaming the supporting cast.
Nah, Neum's taking that title. Joe Deceives, though, drops 18 as he is going to set the league record in Search and Destroy.
Unacceptable outside of Vancouver, bro.
That's 2 per round, and there were only 9 rounds out.
Is that? I don't even know. That's a lot of math. He could have gotten 20 if we went to the round 11.
Positive 17, is that good?
Yes.
It's all right.
Bro, 4.5 in S&D, ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting those performances out of Joe, then hell, they can go to the final. If you're a Gentlemates fan, you're feeling amazing.
I am feeling amazing.
And of course, we've got Allie with an opportunity to win the prediction battle. Nameless out in the lead by 5. Let's take a look at the Riyadh score that earned all of us a point tonight. It's Pred on top of everybody with a 1.17 this evening. Is Pred back to his peak?
It kind of feels like it. I feel like in the past 60 days, Pred has certainly been a superstar SMG with this.
Pred has been absurd in hardpoint, like a top 5 hardpoint player for 2.5 months now. Like literally putting up bombs. I feel like it's been kind of going under the radar because they've been working on their S&D, but yo, Pred's fully back, like 100% back.
You get 5 matches in our Major 4 qualifiers. Most teams are done with at least 3 or 4. Let's take a look at your standings. Carolina, 1 game left. LA Thieves, 3-0. Falcons, 3-0. And guess who's playing in the winners bracket? Boston at 3-1. Got the job done this weekend.
They might be a top 4 seed, let alone just winners bracket. So yeah, Boston in a good spot. And yeah, you know, some of these teams at 2-2, some huge matches this next weekend.
FaZe is on that bubble with a 1-2 record. Who do they play? A very difficult Falcon squad that will open up the fights on Friday night at 3 o'clock. And then, of course, you're going to see Falcons versus G2. That could be another banger to close out Saturday night. Nameless, as you look at the schedule, we've got 1 week left of the regular season.
Yeah.
What are you excited about?
Well, just thinking about it, if FaZe lose to Riyadh, then we're going to have FaZe versus Carolina to make it in the winners. Whoever wins that. That would be lit. Carolina's been playing good. And that's the shout out schedule makers. That's the final match Sunday.
Much love to everyone who tuned in throughout this incredible week, and we saw way too many maps. If you missed them, we're on YouTube. We'll see you next week, 2:45 Eastern, for another round of headquarters.
And the beat goes on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on. And the beat goes on and on and on and on and on. Made for millennium.
G-O-G-O-G-O-A-Key. Time we don't need you. We the greatest of all, and time you'll believe. G-O greatest don't evolve. Happens in the feed. See my gritted jaws. Wonder who gon' feed. Fresh to beat us. Hundreds and tens hard fresh to beat us. Thought I knew men, most of them was Jesus. I'm more than man, I'm a natural genius. Where my medal is at? I don't pedal back. I'm too smart to meddle where the fellows keep the medal at. They pedal for the stacks. I'm making benefactors, landlords without the pot to hello, I know you feeling mellow. You thinking life is gonna be cinematic as these cellos, but that's just a rumble for the build up like a bellow. If they gon' hear you, that's how I made it.
Maybe not the ace.
Bro, these guys might be the worst.
I was literally trying to play.
Time I don't need you. Lifespan forever, ever, Jesus. Said we never, ever beat us. Death will never, ever see us. Back to the podcast, skits and pieces. Black boots and black suits with creases. With no committee, they give us pennies to tease us. We cause vibrations, give us seasons. This ain't my kingdom, this my teaser. They say I'm cocky, pointing fingers, cause I say my life is mine to live at my leisure. You just a dream. Everything I dream up is something I achieve. You are under.
Now you're too late. Now it's too late. Family's down. It's over.
Standing by God, pull your feet up.
Oh.
Can't take another round 11 loss, right?
Can they close it out here?
Hate pinching that bomb. Holy f***ing shit.
C9 have done it.
Oh my god. What's game 5? Gridlock. We're 0-2 on Gridlock. I've seen these movies before. It's a 6-5 comeback.
Over by B. Oh, bomb recovery. Oh, and he just lost
It's another round 11. It's another round 11.
Going A. Sight threads the needle. Kips. Guns another. And now the pressure applied. No chance to suture the wound. It is down to Encourage, who has been wiped off the map. Koi. Live. The finger was on the detonator, ready to blow it up, but they say not today.
These guys are serial killer, man. Dude, can I get my 5th goal, please? I want the most goals of all time, please, bro. Yes. Good map. Beacon craze, bro. I don't know. I'm putting my headset down. Good job.
You're a beast, Dad.
I'm running them down.
I'm walking him down.
Oh,
no, my stats.
Turn on you.
Laughing.
Damn, we couldn't get the 8-0.
No, we're kind of breakers.
No 8-0.
My price went up, you can't afford me. I'm everywhere, I'm there, I know you can't ignore me. I cost too much, yeah, pay just to see me. They're taking notes, so yeah, I know they wanna be me. Money makes a girl act different. All couture, yeah, I made it out the kitchen. I don't wanna listen, took to a boy with a severe lack of vision. I'm on a mission, yeah, I don't get stuck in traditions, nah. I'm on my business, y'all are my witness. Fill my cup with a splash of citrus. Make lemonade, that's what gets me paid, yeah, yeah. Turn a sour day into a power play, yeah, yeah. Superpower, babe, let me light the way. Give me space now, you should know your place, yeah, yeah, yeah. That money comes easy, no risk, no task, no forcing it. Big stacks to the ass where I'm sourcing it. First class, I can sell a whole course in it. That money comes easy, I'm the one with the cash and flex, yeah. I'm the one they trust with the big, big bucks, yeah, I'm good luck. My price went up, you can't afford me. I'm everywhere, I'm where I know.
Most coding agents are not built for Windows. A coding agent needs to understand your machine to do real work, but most tools still treat Windows like an afterthought. That leaves Windows developers stuck with workarounds like WSL, VMs, awkward approvals, and broken PowerShell experiences. But Codex was built to operate on Windows, the environment you actually use. Codex combines sandboxing with a dedicated Windows app. It can also use PowerShell cleanly, which is where most other coding agents fall short. That's why Codex is the best way to build on Windows. It's reliable, native, and ready for real work. No more workarounds.
Well, we're back with another Break 65. If you guys are new to this series, we're playing golf weekly until we shoot under 65 from every set of tee boxes. In episode 1, we took on the front tees, and we broke 65 very first try, shooting a 62. Now moving back a set of tee boxes, we take on one of the tightest courses I've ever seen. Once again, we are uploading every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope you guys enjoy.
Alright, cool. Dude, this is hardcore!
Welcome to civilization.
I just give myself such a disadvantage in these challenges. What? I don't have a rangefinder again.
You have balls?
I have balls.
one's got.
I don't have tees. I have nothing, dude.
What are you doing?
I don't have a rangefinder. I don't have tees.
This is like a thrift shop challenge.
So guys, I don't have a rangefinder, but guess what? I'm using Golf Gamebook. Shout out Golf Gamebook. I'm gonna actually use their GPS format. Select. Done. Player. Start round. Webb Hill Country Club. 341 yards. I might be able to get it to the green today. This is sick. All right, guys. Episode 2 of Break 65. We appreciate all the love and support we got on episode 1. The video went crazy. Did super well. So we appreciate you guys. We haven't even uploaded that one yet. But hopefully it did go crazy. Keeping the series going today, we achieved the front tees and we shot, I believe, like 62. Today we are one back from the front tees on the red tees, Webb Hill Country Club. It's out here kind of in the middle of nowhere, Texas. Really looking forward to it. I've only played the front 9 out here, but it's a sick little public course. It's pretty tight off the tee. If you get off the tee, you should be fine and you might be able to shoot a really good score. So driver in hand, yeah. Oh, that was stiff. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, that left side's where you want to hit, or you want to miss, so not bad. Be okay. Whoa! Holy.
Oh my God.
Have you ever? I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but I'm kind of having a situation where I've been playing really good golf recently.
Yeah.
And I had a swing thought, but I forgot it. Like, I don't remember what my swing thought is.
I used to text it to myself or like write it in my notes app.
Really?
I would be on the range, I would like feel something, I would like instantly write it down.
I need to do that, I think, because I don't remember what my swing thought was at all, to be honest with you.
Are you like a one thought kind of guy?
I'm
one thing.
I'm okay with 2. If you get more than 2 swing thoughts, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
Like 2 swing thoughts is fine. 3, yeah, no chance.
Yeah, I keep it simple. I think I see it right there, G.
You got me kissing the ground.
I'm sanctuary.
I need to remember my swing thought. What was it that I was cooking everybody at? I had the swing thought. It was, I think I was a little more laid off than I was here.
Oh, you were like generational the last good week, so.
Well, I have. Even after that, I've been playing really good. Oh, okay, I just remembered it. Extension here. Yep, we're good.
Okay.
All right, we got to take it over this tree. Club's a little dirty. No preparation here, boys. Just absolutely none. I do care about my golf game and I do care about scoring well, but this is how I've been ever since I ever started golf. I just never really took the little things that you should take seriously within golf. I never took those things serious. So that's a brown recluse, Blake.
Oh,
right
it's
here.
my guy.
It's a brown recluse. Look.
Where?
He's going. He's under.
Don't they, Garrett, they jump. Be careful.
Okay, I'm gonna hit. Okay, over a tree. Sit. I think that's really well done from here. I'll take that all day, baby girl. This is perfect yardage. So I believe episode 1 we did this. It was around 5,000 yards from the front tees and we shot the 62. Today we're looking at 5,400, which is great. Anywhere in that 5,500 yards is great. That's what I'm saying about like DFW. Courses are so bleh and kind of bland. But if you just drive like 45 minutes to an hour any direction from where we live, you can get to some pretty cool courses. Side note, guys, instead of the OG putter that we were using in the last episode, the red one, I saw this putter in my house and I just wanted to put it in the bag just to see how it feels. First time using this. It's their AI putters they came out with. I've never used it before. What?
The ChatGPT. Like, what is that?